Recovery by Zeus Esports, but Darius circling in. David already on the ground. John B all alone behind the boulder. And 3 players meet him at the same time. John B will be able to get that headshot off of the Drogon, but that would come to nothing as Darius gets picked right back up. Palmer, ooh, no, headshot for player JK in that situation. Quickly circles around, but bloody hell, Darius. With these boys just want to blast from the past.
They know their history.
They're like, wait a minute, nobody's using these characters. Maybe we can make some magic happen. All right, we'll see. Yarowa, Fox, Nate straight in, and Sir Will's down. What a toss by Choco! And delivery time. M590, great defensive blue wall by PvP.
Oh, it's one problem for side of PvP. One player for side of Fox Gaming does have that cryo mine, so it would be trouble indeed. There you have it. One of the players from Zeus has been eliminated. PvP.
Wow.
Wax. And Fox Gaming is back.
Finding a little bit of an engagement difficulty here as they come flying on out. Shinigami is not giving them space at all. MVP pulls one down. Serbills and Poco though drop. Garena popping off. And M590 supremacy. Darius joins him as well. Fox Gaming just met their match. And Choco from afar. But going up against Zeus in this final circle is going to be a tough one. Pablo, thankfully, he doesn't have the right gun in his hands. The Winchester is definitely in the meta, but not the perfect gun for Pablo to dominate the final circle. And
here comes Zeus Esports. Love the coordination. And even on the other side of the map, they are being chased. Time Turner, and the chase would end.
Second guessed whether or not he should pick up his team member and paid a big price for that, sprayed out by Shinigamis, and now that's a 3v2 advantage for Shinigamis.
Yeah, and pressure of the blue would also be coming down on team of E7 Empire. And this is where they sing that song under pressure, because that is what they're feeling right now. Sir Will's great valiant dash to win it, and Genie
16 already for T-Rex. Looking for 17. Gui Gui. Oh, double connection. Player JK with the VSK, just so dangerous, but look at the flank from the right. The rest of the team members on the side of T-Rex, finding Gui Gui bot as well. Put in with the AC-80, looking for the shot. Bolakan will be able to catch one. With the M590, he turns his back onto the player right behind him. He knows the shots haven't broken down the glue wall just yet. Makes one mistake, and a great spray down onto Bolakan.
And it is favoring Cold, but Brown will be on the ground. And what? With the AC-80 hit. Now, they are the elimination leader. PvP against Cold on a 2v4. PvP has advantage, but hopefully they don't go overconfident, because they do have the favorable side of that shift. There goes the hit. Outside the blue they play, and Wax missed that step, but PvP grabs that booyah. But let's see. Speaking of free, this might be some free elimination that would be taken by 5-star, but Dabadoo has been taken because of the numbers of players. But here comes a payback. Rue, though, down the ground. Brown still links to survive, unfortunately. There goes Dabadoo with a comeback with that Bison, and Cold. Out Cold.
You believe it? Only a miracle can save T-Rex and Thambris. Maybe that's the miracle in player JK. Dragon down on the ground, triple glue wall laid out, and the backup comes through from Brew. Brew looking for the shutdown. Kappa X, 5 stars, 2 players pressured inside the Time Turner. Thambris loses their player, and it's all up to player JK, who's outside the safe zone right now.
Yeah, not sure what the plan is, but he's trying to survive. But Bro managed to deal the final blow.
Couldn't ever face this alone. Keep my head up and breathing low. Put my heart with the ones I know, yeah. Cause I got the bass turned up loud, and the best that I know around. Fire that we can't live without, yeah. I can't lie, I'm burning white. there's no more lonely nights, no. Then I guess I know that I'm feeling the fire. I can see nothing in our way when we're catching on fire. When we're both here taking the day, are you ready for fire? Cause it seems we're on the same flame, and I feel this heat in the space. Then oh, I guess I know that I'm feeling the. My brothers do the right thing, tapping on the floor. I can't lie, I'm burning white, but my own mind needs you inside. I feel this time it's on tonight, but wishing I'm not saying lie. And if I'm right, I've seen the stars. Seems like there's no more lonely nights, no. Then I guess I know that I'm feeling the fire. When I'm catching on fire. Then I'm feeling the. Watch the clouds break apart. Are we going back to the start? Going back to the start, yeah. But I'm feeling the fire up in my heart. Don't you think that we're ready for another part? Cause I know that we're really too far from the start. Cause I know that we're really too far from the start. But I'm feeling the fire up in my heart. Don't you think that we're ready for another part? Cause I know that we're really too far from the start. And I'm feeling the, that I'm feeling the. Catching on fire. When we're both here taking the day, are you ready for fire? Cause it seems we're on the same flame, and
Okay guys, we did it. Now it's time to break into the Telosium generator room.
Telosium, huh? The powerful and unstable energy we need.
I must say, seems like a trap.
Not just seems, definitely is.
And we're going in like this?
Of course, we need energy.
And I'm not in the mood to recharge in an outlet.
Well done. Was easier than we thought.
Every time you open your mouth, something bad happens.
Ouch. That hurt. But remember, this mouth is ours. Do you know who the cowboy is?
Not a clue.
In any case, we agree that he deserves our best treatment, right?
we'll have to agree. You gave us the best gift of all!
Let me guess. Another night of bad dreams?
Worse. Bad memories.
Hey,
Steffi, my girl, what can I get you?
I'll have the same as he has. Are you alone?
Waiting for someone.
Never saw tech like this before. It must have been expensive.
Let's say I'm still paying for it.
My guys are here. Maybe you can tell me more about it later. You're...
Leave him. He isn't a Mamba anymore.
What are you looking at, you freak?
Chill out, Alvaro. We're not here for trouble.
You know what? I might want some trouble. Is that all? A bad penny always turns up. Shrouds have no pockets. Hi, Sonia.
Orion, you were supposed to go back. Leave this place right now.
Sorry for the mess. Keep the change.
Just refresh my mind. Why should I get in the middle of this mess?
You owe us a favor.
It seems more like a never-ending debt with the Mambas. By the way, you're looking terrible.
We're fine compared to the rest of the platoon. We need to know who this guy is.
All right, better get started.
always keep them on the prize. Cause when I take a look over my life, it always go left, it never go right. Yeah. You stole Lupe.
Lupe?
For you, stupid, it's Guadalupe. Lupe! What'd they do to you, girl? Shh. Huh?
Darn right. And a traitor doesn't deserve such a pretty face.
Whatever. Just shut it.
Why? You're not enjoying a little tete-a-tete?
Who's the pretty face now? Hey, you! You stole Guadalupe! Get a real girlfriend, dumbass! Not a real... screw you! I had to sprint all over town for my deliveries. I'm no thief. I just borrowed your ride for a job.
Steal this white whale van and I'll give you twice as much.
Why are you here? Funny you'd ask. Sorry, miss. Someone just stole my Lupe and I had to sprint all over town.
Yeah. Noodles won't get you out of the city, you know. If you want real cash, work for me. I know a loser could use some help.
A loser? Come on, can't you stop wasting your life with these dirty jobs? When you stop acting like your crooked dad! He was your father too, Tatsuya. Oh, was he?
The Garcia brothers. What are you doing here, kiddos?
Well, my brother here was about...
Shut up, man. Shiro, Tatsuya, you don't have to take your father's path.
It's all here.
Okay, good job. Send it to HQ. You are at a crime scene, kiddos. I'm afraid I have to detain you.
No, it's my fault, Mr. Mark. My bike was stolen, so I...
Couldn't you just call us, Shiro? Be smarter than that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So, we're good?
Good wouldn't begin to describe the electric atmosphere here for the Prison Tower grand opening. The building will finally open its doors to the lucky ones.
What? I was defending you.
Great job, noodle
At
guy.
least we're not involved in that gal's mess anymore. Explosives? Thanks, but no hey!
Where's my cargo?
Ooh, no fireworks for you. The warder's got it.
I came here through the evidence room. Nothing else than an ugly bike.
Hey! Lupe is not...
What are you saying?
If that Moby Dick truck is not here, it's been taken.
Moby Dick? Wait, you think that the whales...
Have a mole here? Yep.
That still doesn't tell us where...
The best catering companies are ready to serve delicious food for the most important...
Okay. My guys will take it from here. Stay away from that tower, losers. Mwah!
Losers. Guess what I'm thinking?
Saving the day with your fave bro to clean the Garcia's name and...
Borrow a swank car from some drunk rich people and scram.
And rich people can't hold their liquor. Yeesh.
Okay, let's beat it.
Beat it? With all these people in the building?
That is the idea. Yes.
Mr. Mark, sir, it's great you're here.
He's the crook, stupid.
Crook? No, I'm a supplier. I bring chaos, and then I provide order. Full circle, see?
We won't let you do this!
Your father said the same.
Keep my friends close, but my enemies close.
Thought we were family, but now I see that I can't trust nobody in this world. Name is making the whole world. My life is so I gotta go get this money. You wanna go get high, but I wanna see you try. And I lost focus, but now I'm back. Gotta tell the other story. My heart is racing, it's like music. Sometimes I feel like I'm done. This pain will not let me down, 'cause it might get that little
And here we are right at the top of the brand new Grizzly Tower. The view from that glass terrace... What?
I used a pocket knife just like this one on your Snoopy dad. Full circle indeed. Your whole family are bad apples after all. Huh?
Supplier! How'd you like them apples?
Friends close, but my enemies close.
What was... Did you just drop our only evidence?
You're welcome.
Full circle indeed. Full circle indeed.
You two suck at following orders, but I guess Losers was a bit hard. Need a ride?
Thanks, miss, but I think my bro and I need to... Tatsuya? Tatsuya!
कौन है आगे पीछे, हम तो हार से सीख के खेल में बन गए चीते। आसमां में उड़ गए, दुश्मन रह गए नीचे, बुरे के साथ चले तो मिलते फिर बुरे नतीजे। अरे गिर कर रहे सीज फायर, मत्थे पे देंगे शॉट फायर, कैलिबर खाते एडमायर, खाली पीली बैठे नहीं बनते ने, लड़के होते इंस्पायर, चेक कर डेट तेरा निकलेगा एक्सपायर, चिल कर गैंग रूल करे पूरा एम्पायर, डेडिकेटेड रहा तभी लेविटेड इन दिस गेम। हाथों में आई है विन विन, बोना भी रहे हैं दिन गिन, उत्तर से लेके पश्चिम पूर्व से स्क्वाड पहुंची है दक्षिण। हर जगह मचेगा शोर, हमसे भिड़ेगा बचेगा कौन, जोन में खड़े अलोन, गैंग मेरी बहुत हार्ड ना क्लोन। यहाँ हम हुए पसीने में तरबतर, एनिमीज जाने छुपते किधर, हार की वजह है इनका डर, हम तो जीत के जाएंगे, जीत के जाएंगे अपने घर, ना करो चिंता रखो सबर, छोड़ी ना हमने भी कोई कसर, अपनी भी अलग ही वाइब है, निकला सफर में सबका है गोल, खुशी हम बांटे सोल टू सोल, रुक भी नहीं सकते ये लंबी दौड़, मेरे लोग साथ मेरे मुश्किल मोड़, कहते हैं OG in this game, विक्ट्री के साथ सारे करे सेलिब्रेट। विक्ट्री के साथ सारे करे सेलिब्रेट। बन गए चीते, आसमां में उड़ गए, दुश्मन रह गए नीचे, बुरे के साथ चले तो मिलते फिर बुरे नतीजे। निकला सफर में सबका है गोल, खुशी हम बांटे सोल टू सोल, रुक भी नहीं सकते ये लंबी दौड़, मेरे लोग साथ मेरे मुश्किल मोड़, कहते हैं OG in this game, विक्ट्री के साथ सारे करे सेलिब्रेट।
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. This is the Free Fire USA Championship 2025 Winter Edition. This is the last week of knockout stage and the last 2 days for the teams to book their ticket to the grand finals. On the desk, I'm Neptune Gentleman Garcia, joined by my brother, the Mustachio AJ.
It is good to be back for yet another week, but again, every single day, teams only get to play 3 games. It's a total 6 matches left for them to climb into the top 12, Neptune, because by the end of tomorrow, we will be eliminating the bottom 6 squads as we set up the grand finals here for our winter season. At the moment, there are some teams who are really not making the cut just yet, right? You're looking at teams like Los Cubanos, Galaxy Gaming, a little tortured in the competition so far. They did fairly well in the group stage, but getting into the knockout stage, they're realizing, all right, the game just got a little bit tougher out there.
Well, when you look into group stages, it seems like these teams couldn't make the cut as well, but we know that they made a comeback. So hopefully they can make that, but that would mean the teams that are already in the 12th spot will be pushed down. So that will be a battle, a tug of war between those places. So let's see who's going to get into that place, into that vibe, as well as lock in to make sure that they get most of the points in all these games.
Absolutely, man. And you bring up a fair point, right? If we do have the bottom 6 rising up into the top 12, then some teams need to get kicked out. And I can't really see names that are going to be easy to kick out in the top 12. I mean, down somewhere near the 12th spot, I believe in the 11th spot, you've got Rosario Central. All right, good luck. Because they have shown us last season what they're capable of. This season, they are barely trying and they're still in it, right? So that's what's scary about Rosario Central. I do expect them to wake up this week. 6 more games. They definitely need to climb up the leaderboard. They're not 11th spot quality for sure. They don't give off that aura. I'm looking for them to climb. And obviously, a couple of teams that we did see last week perform really, really well. The blue and Red Eagle as well as Team Blue. I can't wait to see them in performance once again this week. But of course, with a big difference, I'm looking for that booyah out of Red Eagle. It's still eluding us, Neptune.
Exactly. I mean, Red Eagle, part of the top 10 when we talked about last week, and they're one of the team that hasn't gotten the booyah just yet. But in terms of elimination, they're putting up so much. And placement point, that is where they need to go a little bit harder. Because that is what they are fighting for. The prize pool, wherein the champions will getting $10,000 US. But for those who's crossing over after this week, getting into the grand finals, they will still get at least $1,000 US.
Yeah, you gotta love that. Everybody walks away with something, but prerequisite is you gotta get into the grand finals, man. You gotta play on the biggest stage of them all here at the FFUSC 2025 Winter, and the top 12 spots are the only spots that allows you to get that. And of course, the biggest slice of the pie, $10,000 US. Neptune, this is exactly what the teams at the very top are already trading for, right? They're hustling out there. They're trying to see if or not they can measure up to each other in terms of skills, in terms of capabilities. And speaking of measuring up to each other, Novatos as well as T-Rex, they have been on equal footing so far, and 1 booyah each, all of them chasing for the top points, because these placements don't really give you all that too much, but they're still very crucial, right? Down at the 11th and 12th spot, you get absolutely nothing, but pretty much up to the 6th place, it's barely anything, Neptune.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, let's see. A lot of teams have been prioritizing in getting all of those placement points before they go for elimination. And they're trying it now, especially from last week. After they got away from their own group, they are now testing the waters, or they tested the waters last week on how they're going to play out with the big dogs. But talking about the big dogs, they are still on that first page, or I would say first column of our leaderboard. But who's taking the lead? It's Novatos, 133 points, and we barely see them, especially in the latter part of the group stage. And hopefully in the knockout stage, they can continue on this run.
Yeah, excelling with elimination points toe-to-toe with T-Rex on the rank points. This is phenomenal. But what's more phenomenal than that is Fox Gaming having a total of 45 points. Some inconsistencies in their gameplay, but they do hold 2 booyahs to their name. What is a little bit surprising, though, Tambre is sitting in the 7th spot. They are on the 2nd column, 2 booyahs to the name. They can get to that final circle, but even more inconsistent when it comes to the overall eliminations, right? Tambris has been surviving deep into these circles, but if you can't really win out a majority of these gunfights, Tambris is still that squad that's proving to you that, hey, we can still hang on.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's one thing that needs to be secured at this point. If they can continue on their run consistency, like doesn't have to be top 3. At least they get into points for each game that they play. We know that they can get that Puya and they can run it with the champion rush condition. But before anything else, let's take a peek on what happened and what will be happening so far. And we just mentioned this is the final week of knockout stage. First week, last week, that's done and dusted. Now we have the same groups, but the only thing that would be different would be the rotation of the maps. Because by the end of this weekend, everyone will be playing on all the maps. And what worries me is not everyone is playing against each other on all those maps. So there's still some surprise factor that will be happening in Grand Finals.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what we have found out so far in the knockout stage, because you saw massive, phenomenal games out of the group stage, and then those same teams got into the knockout stage, and all of a sudden it's a little bit more difficult to pull away like super phenomenal 40-pointers lobbies off of this game, off of these lobbies, mainly because of the teams, right? You've got too many Titans in there vying for the top spot. They tend to take each other out early, and that's why a lot of our mid-carders are currently sitting down close to the top.
Yeah, I mean that is something that they would really need to fix. But again, a week's rest. Hopefully they get a rest and review, because the holidays has passed. And at some point, if you're playing, you might get a little bit lost when the holidays comes in. But now we have the map schedule: Alpine, Purgatory, Solara, Kalahari, Bermuda, Nextera. But one thing's for sure, not everyone would be playing in all of these maps. So our rotation would be the first 2 maps would be A and B, followed by A and C for game 3 and 4, and then game 5 and 6 would be B and C. And as we look in Group A right now, Zeus Esports, I know that they have the consistency, they have the firepower, and they are going against some of the teams that we talked about earlier. We're in Fox Gaming. They have the potential of getting the Booyah, but unfortunately, they still are lacking some things in terms of consistency. Los Cubanos, I mean, struggling overall, especially for the first 2 days of the knockout stage.
Absolutely, man. I mean, Los Cubanos, if you look at their play so far, it's been super defensive. It's just not working out. The kind of Los Cubanos that made it into the knockout stage was the aggressive one, was the one that was taking these early initiative, going in for the heavy loot, getting into these gunfights, and of course deep into the circle. But they're struggling with that, understandably. Some of even the big squads are struggling to adjust into the knockout stage. So we're going to cut them some slack for sure, but I don't think the format of the competition is going to cut them some slack, Neptune. They got to hustle. They only have 6 more maps to play across 2 days, so only 3 chances today. And in terms of Group B, the team lineup that we have got in here has got a combination of teams that are struggling, as well as combination of teams that are very comfortable at the top. Novatos, T-Rex, obviously super comfortable in the competition so far. PvP, SNPT, these 2 teams are right now in the red zone. They're trying their best to crawl up. Let's see if or not they can climb up. And by the way, sorry, small correction, 4 matches per team.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of things that we would like to see shift at this point, especially in Group B that we have right now. SNPT, another team that we are questioning a lot, especially in the performance that they've shown in the early parts of the group stage, as well as the first few days of the knockout stage. Because SNPT, we know that they can go for survivability. Towards the latter part of the group stage, that's when they rocket with elimination. Now, we're seeing the same thing. First half of knockout stage, they are still hanging, just going for survivability. I don't know what's going on, and I'm looking forward to that firepower coming from SNPT right now.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, SNPT has been so very interesting to watch, right? Because crazy good survivability skills. They've got tons of coins on them all the time. They are training for a war nobody else knows is happening. Okay, so this is SNPT thinking 10 steps ahead. And by the way, guys, a small little correction. It's not 6 matches. It's a total of 8 games. They will play 4 games a day. So balance of 8 matches to complete the 16. Extra 2 rounds. Will it make a difference? 6 versus 8 for the teams who are at the bottom. I don't know, but if they pull a Red Eagle on us, maybe Neptune.
Let's see. I mean, Red Eagle, they are showing some tenacity in the early drop, especially in the early drop. But at some point, like if they get a third party, even before they recover, that's when they are falling down. That's where they are faltering. So that's one thing that they need to work at. A combination of both Red Eagle and SNPT would be the perfect team. but it's tough to get that.
It's most, but again, SNPT hasn't really gotten into heavy engagements, hasn't really shot at their opponents just yet, which is so weird. You know, a couple of occasions they have engaged, but a majority of these situations, they're just trying to survive. The only times where we have seen them get into a tough engagement, walk away with the points, is when they really, really needed them. But how long more are you going to be hiding away whatever you can do out there? Or are they not hiding it away? Are they just getting lucky out there on the battlefield? Neptune, we need to know the answer to this mystery soon enough. And maybe this will be the week. Maybe this will be the day where we find out. Because at the moment, the boys are pretty much down in the dumps. They're definitely in the red. They're in the bottom 6. And a big challenge for them has been both the placement points and the eliminations. They've been struggling on both.
Yeah, I mean, and there's one thing I noticed, especially from last week. When SNP is trying to survive, one of the players, Supreme always out of the picture. I don't know where he is. But there was a glimpse of Supreme from SNPT, like going outside the blue, getting into those vending machine, and just racking up all of those coins before, like just waiting for the rest of the squad to be eliminated and then bringing that back. So one thing that helped them is Notora, that passive skill, the Razor's Blessing. I mean, being in a vehicle, it restores the HP. So even if you're hanging outside of blue, you still can survive a little bit more. And even if you have your teammates with you, you will be able to help out in some of those survivability. So hopefully, there's something that they can change, because at some point, it only works for the first, when surprises can be done. And this time, Knockout Stage, second week, last 2 days, I don't think anyone would be up for any surprise.
Yeah, no cheese strats this week for sure. I mean, sometimes you can surprise the competition, bringing in a passive that's not really used out there just to have the edge on everybody else, right? But you know what? Speaking of the edge, one team that we have not highlighted yet as we head on into Alpine is Team Blue. This team, last week, 62 placement points, ridiculous stuff, but they are one of the weakest engaging team in the top 12. They have they've got fairly decent elimination points, but they have got the poorest number of elimination points in the top 12. That's going to be a problem. Let's see if or not Team Blue will be able to fix that when they are playing a little bit later on. For now, the focus back onto groups A and B, Neptune.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, the flight is already on. The teams are already dropping. And we're going to find out in a bit where they will be landing. The way I'm looking at it, especially on where Team Zeus and Exados is heading, they will be meeting each other a little bit too early into this fight. Some of the teams would be jumping in the middle of the map as well. But again, there's still a few that might be confused on where they will need to land, or probably they are just targeting those in the bottom of the leaderboard. Cold right now, putting teams from Los Cubanos out cold, already 2 down.
Yeah, Los Cubanos about to face a heavy blow here. The players all caught out. Cubanito hoping and praying for some sort of a miracle. Pinalto backing away as Cubanito gets caught. Pinalto, the final player. On survival, mini Uzi in hand. Gets the double shot onto him. Pinalto running out of glue walls. And the rest of Cold Squad comes on in. Bye-bye. This will be the end of Los Cubanos.
Yeah, Los Cubanos, unfortunately, they will still be at the bottom of the leaderboard. And really, it's difficult to see this, but unfortunately, Cold will be taken down. The third party is here. Shinigamis with their third elimination. Still one remains for Team Cold, but will they be able to find them out? On the other side, we have 5 stars right now with 1 elimination. Valiant Dash coming from Dragon, plus that MP40. Managed to go for knockdown. Yael with M24 sniper. That marksman rarely being seen. But you know, in the mid on long range, you can make that work. For 77 though, no one in the area. Same goes for Fox Gaming, and they're just waiting for the opportunity. UAV has been pulled up just to make sure that their way is clear. Cold though, Darky managed to bring back Brown, but will they be able to get back the rest of the team as we wait for this battle? Black goes for a takedown against Sir Wills. But unfortunately, the rest of the teams of Shinigami is waiting for him. And there you have it.
My goodness.
A little bit of a emote action. And we've seen some teams who went a little bit cheeky with that. And
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they will be lucky afterwards.
Shinigami's 4 eliminations in hand already, looking for a little bit more. Up against Novatos, the number 1 squad on the leaderboard right now. Shinigamis, do you have what it takes to rip away the lives? Yes, Doris says. Chrono still in hand. Time turner not pulled out just yet. Can he go for 2 for 2? Still hot on the HP. Doris still up on his feet. Goes around the glue wall. Nails it. Novatos in trouble. But Hugo Food from afar drops Doris. Shinigami's on the recovery. And Hugo Food is out of there. But he's already poked the back. Can he get away? Yes, he can. Jump pad straight into a wall. And the chase on the side of Shinigami's is not going to be quick enough. Hugo Food should be able to get to the vending machine, and Novatos will survive, at least for the time being. He's only got coins for 1 revival, Neptune.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's tough. Megamente will be back. And you go Food, you go out. But Supreme 2 right now, this is what we're waiting for. SNPT fighting back. But unfortunately, Supreme 2 will be taken down there by Otaku. Or rather, it is a different team right now.
Oh,
going against them, only 1 remains. The only question is, will Revive be done? Anexado is with 1 elimination against SNPT. And so far, they are covering all corners. No one from SNP or from Anexados can see Supreme right there. And Supreme Savior, I would say, all the time.
Absolutely, man. I mean, you got to respect SNPT for those revival plays. They are barely engaging the competition and surviving so long. You gotta pick up those elimination points eventually. Hugo Food picking up enough coins to bring back yet another buddy of his, Novatos, on that slow recovery as PvP now finds SNPT. 2 players found on that revival. Easy picking for PvP that desperately needs some points from the bottom.
Oh, let's see. Here comes some Titans flying over players of PvP. Heard the gunshots, and one of them managed to go in short on the jump. Now, it's a 1v3 situation currently, but if the rest of the squad will be able to go in for a hit, John B already started off, but he right now can go for the pickup. And PvP is still alive. It's a 2v4 situation at this point, but Novatos will also be into the mix. On the other side, we have Cole being eliminated a little bit too early.
What beautiful play here by PvP. Zeus is getting capped left, right, center. PvP 8 eliminations in hand. Potentially the next squad they come across is going to be Novatos, who's rotating straight into their compound, looking for that vending machine, looking for another revival here. And it looks like Vegex should lose his life up against 4 players on the side of PvP. This is the kind of zone they can definitely tank in terms of damage. And there's no way in hell Vegex takes this 1v4, right?
I mean, at some point you will need to get away.
Oh, GG.
But almost up close and personal, El Gang could have been taken out, but two already onto the same floor. And Minor, I'm not sure what's happening with Minor, but he's taking a selfie right now.
He had a good hair day, man.
There you go.
Wills
Minor is
Doris. Back to back, 787. It looks like they're about to be wiped out in this lobby, but Shinigami's just can't find the final surviving members just yet. And Novatos jumping right back into action. Long range time turner save, though. Now he's going to get picked right back up.
Ooh.
And PvP, Hugo Food putting it down one more time. The AWM plays are phenomenal.
I love the position coming from Novatos at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, they are boxing out PvP,
Oh, GG.
making sure that no one can spot them. And this is where PvP would be in trouble. And how bold can you be? Splitting up and still winning the game? And PvP are the ones who lost. It's a good thing that they managed to get a lot of elimination already, but how can you deal with a team just like this, like Novatos?
Yeah, I mean, that was a phenomenal box in, and they just surrounded their opponent so easily. Not a single angle of defense was left for PvP. Everywhere they turned around, they had shots coming from. And, of course, that took them out of the equation. Praises to Novatos. But, yeah, I've got question marks about a play like that for the point that you pointed out. You're split up. Your players are going to get picked off one after the other if you're not careful. If you come across another big squad that plays that long-range game really well. So let's see if not Novatos will be cheeky enough to use that once again, or was it just an accidental rotation where they were forced to play this fight against PvP? We'll see.
Imagine making a mistake but still work, right?
Fail like a champion.
Yeah, but if it's against T-Rex, consider player JK, I don't think they will be surviving.
Oh, yeah.
But speaking of survivability, SNPT right now bringing the hammer down on Fox Gaming. So unfortunately, there's no confirmation on one of the players that has been knocked down. And there you have it, Supremo 2 will be knocked down. 787 though, hearing the gunshots being pulled in, and Minor might be able to take the shots. Rest of the squad will be following through, but they need to chase blue.
Yeah, Fox is on 9 eliminations already, being hunted down by 787. Choco knows what's up. Information given to Otaku, who's setting up his glue walls. Fox wants to take this fight up against 787. Choco in a tight little spot. Glue wall gets broken down. Instantaneous shutdown by Manure. The cord and the rate of fire and the damage plus the headshot just makes it so difficult for him to get away. Fox with two more survivors. Garena and Yaroa manages to get away in the nick of time. And he should probably be sacrificing himself here just to make sure Garena has got a little bit more time to play the revival for the rest of his team members, but not a lot of time bought.
A chrono right now. Plasma gun action. We're able to see that, but from last season, that is where it has been introduced. I remember the name, King, who was the guy who is rocking that plasma gun quite well. Now, for Fox, though, there goes Choco back into play. The only question is, will they be able to bring back the rest of the team? There is just a revival platform on them, but they will be spotted the moment they step on it.
Let's see if Novatos can overcome this situation. They're splitting up again, Neptune. This time up against Zeus. I think this is deadly. If Novatos pulls this off, big respects. If they fail here, then the other teams get to identify a little bit of a flaw. But I guess on the side of Novatos, it's good to identify this flaw early. The Inoculus used here for a potential rotation by Novatos towards Shinigamis. That could bring Zeus a little bit closer and box them in as well. They have to be really careful with how they move now.
Exactly. And Novatos right now, I think there are still a little bit of leeway for them, especially in number one after the last week. So I guess they can try a few more things. If they get in the rut, I know that they can get back onto the usual ways and get themselves up in the leaderboard. But again, from 1 to 12, it's rare that we see that happen. So I don't think Novatos can be pushed down that easily, especially with how they are working it right now. But 8 teams remaining. And we are on our 12-minute mark, almost at the 12-minute mark. SNPT right now meeting against Anexados USA once again. Fortunately, though, it's only a 3v4 situation. Supreme Savior will not be able to bring the rest of the team back if they go down.
Yeah, and they've got a perfect little spot to hide out away at now. The next circle is going to be deadly. Fox and Anexados flanking their left and right. But thankfully, you cannot penetrate through the walls of this weapons arsenal. But what you can do is take the rush straight towards that Supreme. AC-80 on the pump. Anexados taking advantage with that flanking position held by Faker. AWM. And just like that, what a nade. Faker gets the VSK connection as well. Anexados USA going in for the wipe down. And SNPT, no vending machine for the survival this time around, is out in 8th.
Yeah, Supreme's already out. And the 3 players who's always been revived will be taken out as well. You know that this is a good plan to stay into weapons arsenal, but unfortunately, once you are like out of blue walls or lacking in defenses, you will be taken down. But speaking of taken down, it's Battle of the Titans. Zeus going against T-Rex. Wazon already down on the ground. Kulada follows through. Only Pablo remains. Will this be a clutch? And will he be able to take him down? But unfortunately, a full squad is back under defeat. T-Rex right now with 30 elimination, ending Zeus in their heels.
And just when 787 thought they wanted to interfere in this fight and sneak away a couple of points as a third party, Shinigami started engaging with them, distracting 787, allowing T-Rex to actually walk away from this engagement unscathed. Novatos coming close enough, but unfortunate for Novatos. They are on the lower ground. And player JK will have a field day here with his high ground advantage off of that VSK.
Come on, Novatos, try it against T-Rex. I dare you. I implore that you try that tactic against T-Rex. Because I don't think player JK would let you do it. But speaking of T-Rex, they will be stuck in the corner.
Wow.
Bulacan would be the one left behind compared to what we often see where it's player JK who is far away. Bulacan hit, but did manage to go for a fight against Anexados. Chino King will be picked up, but the Blues closing in.
Yeah, supreme rotation by T-Rex. They just saw one tiny little compound, and that tiny compound they bet on is exactly where the circle moves on to. Player JK with the rest of his team members. So a pickup not impossible at all. And since the circle, the next zone is with them, all they got to do is to look around and play fishing in the air. Novatos, Bolacan in trouble. 2v1, 3v1. Novatos piling up, and Bolacan, I don't know how he's going to survive this one.
I don't think he will, and there goes the takedown. Player JK, though, fights back, and it's 1 for 3 trade.
Wow.
That's how they want to play it. But Anexados did manage to bring down a couple, or if not 3 players from Novatos. So
yeah, man, they stole it.
They've stolen it. They're still in the fight right here. 5 teams remain, 787 already out of the game. But it's only Shinigamis and Anexados who is the full squad.
My goodness me. Anexados right behind T-Rex. Shinigami's approaching from the front. Fox with the potential to flank around. Shinigami's losing 1 player to T-Rex. And the top 3 teams finally, as Fox bows out as well. Anexados could just be the threat here for T-Rex. Anexados looking for that booyah. Shinigamis approaching from the back. 18 eliminations strong. What a massive game for Shinigamis this time around.
Definitely, and now up close and personal, they might be able to deal with T-Rex unless Anexados beat them to it, or they go against each other. It's either way. A 3-way battle is bound to happen, and out in the open would be Anexados. They do have a little bit of cover for the side of Shinigami, so I think they'll be safe unless T-Rex moves behind them, and that's where they will be in trouble.
The one that is at risk here is now Shinigamis as the circle moves towards Anexados USA. The circle's going to be dragging Shinigami straight into the line of sight of T-Rex, who don't need to move. They can still play time on their side and then later just deal with Anexados alone. This circle now favoring T-Rex with the way it's moving. But T-Rex does need to take a little bit of precaution here, because the players on the side of Enexados, they don't have to worry about anything. All they need to do is turn around and shoot it. Shinigami's actually flanking around towards the right, looking for Enexados. Brian finds put in. Doris with a god nade out of nowhere, and T-Rex out in third.
T-Rex has been taken out when we thought that Shinigamis were the ones that they can beat. But Anexado still enrolls 16 elimination plus the Booyah, and they get a lot in this game. Not only them, everyone from the top 3 has taken a lot of points, especially in elimination.
Absolutely, and Enexados USA picking up their second Booyah here in the knockout stage. They were already in that 6th spot, not too far away from 5 stars. Zeus Esports bowed out early. So this is Enexados USA's opportunity to sneak in close enough to the top 3, if not into the top 3 itself. You gotta love it. You gotta appreciate the fact that they played that circle to their advantage, and they sneaked off a number of eliminations off of the hard work of T-Rex, especially those Novatos players who came into the crosshairs of T-Rex first, got shot down, and Enexado said, we are not gonna miss that, man. Faker especially had the AWM, had the VSK in hand. He was nicking off those points like nothing.
Definitely. And Faker doesn't fake at all. He goes all in those shots, especially Nero as well as the AWM on him. Standard sniper build, I would say. And this is the guy who even made MVP from last week. So I'm really loving how he's making this work right now. But a little bit of preview of what happened in the final moment between the 3 teams before Nexados grabbed that Booyah.
Absolutely, man. And Faker was just that monster out there when he was playing, right? Obviously, had that Maro on him, had the capability to mark his opponents as well. Extra bit of damage, always gets the job done. And towards the end, Brian, with that AC-80, was just merciless in those engagements. But Enexados versus Shinigamis was not a fair fight at all. And you have to once again credit Enexados for that. They knew that Shinigamis was under a lot of pressure. They had to recover, and they gave them no time to do so at all. Rushing straight into the action. You saw exactly what happened, that Oscar's valiant dash, not used in an offensive manner to break down glue walls, but just to close the distance so that that M590 can pick up the final pieces in that fight. And Enexados maintains that number 1 spot. 16 eliminations, 12 points off of that Booyah for a total of 28.
Yeah, Shinigamis, though, despite of them getting an 18 elimination before that, it's 4 difference in terms of placement. Thus, they will be pushed down 2nd place. But again, did mention earlier, the top 3, final 3 that we saw in that final circle did pull off a lot of elimination. Fox Gaming, though, still managed to continue early elimination. And they did end up on the 4th place, but unfortunately couldn't last long. Didn't even see them towards that final battle, but I guess there's no more waiting. It's back to A and B, and we are jumping into Purgatory for game number 2.
And I actually totally forgot, that's actually second. The second Booyah for Enexados on Alpine. That's crazy, right? The consistency out of Enexados on that map is going to be a game changer later on at the Grand Finals. Obviously, Enexados is going to qualify into the Grand Finals with the position they hold on to their for themselves on the leaderboard at this point of time. And looking at their mechanical plays, doesn't seem like anyone's going to overwhelm them. This is going to be an exciting Grand Finals, Neptune. It is going to be a lobby full of monsters.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've seen how, like, even T-Rex was put in the corner, and Enexados was just waiting for the perfect opportunity. Shinigamis, well, we rarely see Shinigamis really end up on the final circle until that, I think until that Booyah they got it in the first week. But Well, let's see if there's something that they can do once again, because Shinigamis can bring in the firepower in earlier part and also bring it to the final circle. And as we look in the flight path as well as the teams that is dropping, seems like Zeus Esports might be seeing a little bit of early 5 stars into the action, and 5-star was eliminated a little bit early as well. So if I'm mistaken, it was Zeus who took them down. But let's see, I mean, tables might be turned and the script might be flipped.
Let's see if or not there's any flipping of the script in this fight, especially for Los Cubanos, who are dead last at this point of time, even in that previous game, and that overall leaderboard as we started off the day. So Los Cubanos, they need to pull away something massive here. Cold up against Anexados on the other hand. Cold up against Los Cubanos. We know exactly how that one crashed out. Anexados, are they the victims? Or will they be the prey that is hunted? Brown turns around and Palmer outplays him. Beautiful play on that foul. Was gonna get caught out as well. Black up top, final survivor, nowhere to go. Cold is dead.
Out cold, and this is how Anexados is starting the fight. And you know that we talk about at some point, if you get a booyah, you will be eliminated a bit early. There was a chance in there. If Cold was given a chance to pick up better weapons and not fight with a mini Uzi, they could have been down already. But speaking of down, one player from T-Rex has been taken down, and it is by PvP. It's a good thing the revive has been done already. But no elimination against PvP has been done by T-Rex just yet.
PvP has no idea exactly who they have poked. Lightning zone so early. That's what's so scary about T-Rex, man. Where the hell did they find enough coins to pull this off at Mode House? And PvP's just hanging on, just hoping and praying like, okay, all right, please let it not be a big team. Please. You are in trouble, PvP. And there's not even an easy way to get out of Mode House, unless, of course, they hug that vending machine and hope and pray that first elimination is a swift one so they can hit that revive and depend on that revive member. But Bowie, beautiful play. Bolakan, Darius both down. Put in with the comeback with a back 7. Bowie on the ground. 2 players left on the side of T-Rex. Player JK circling around. It's the revival. Easy peasy. Spots out a player. Turns around. Unable to shut him down. And then Mag 7 just on fire today.
Oh, definitely on fire. Bobby right now will need to at least pick up Wax 777, and they have a fighting chance. 3 up plus 1 revive. It is still a winning game for PvP in the early parts, but T-Rex, have they gone out into the lobby already? We've seen one revive that happened earlier, so I guess that's them exiting. The only question is, where have they landed? But before we go there, Anexados against 787, and you know how it is. Anexados is on fire, and they will want to eat up 787 at this point.
Absolutely. Cold, the only team out of the equation so far, as T-Rex brings 2 players back in. One during that fight, another one was brought back in a couple of seconds ago, but Zeus and 5 stars. Big engagement time. Zeus hasn't really popped off in this knockout stage, I would say. Brew looking for one around the containers, finds absolutely nobody so far. It's so difficult to play this maze, and it still buys them enough time for the rest of the 5-star members to hop on into this battle as well.
John B was just that annoying guy who managed to pull away from both Karuk as well as the other, but unfortunate. A little bit too late in the rescue,
Oh my God.
But yeah, L has been taken down by David on a Winchester. Now, let's see if David can hit Brooke as well. Here comes Dragon. There goes the glue wall melter. And he's going solo right now. Not quite sure if there's any rescue that will be coming in. But here comes the rest of 5-star as well. And there goes Bruce. Still picked down. But no! There goes a pickup. And there goes one of the players being taken out. 5-star still alive and kicking, but they might be seeing a few contender, which is Supreme.
Why is Wasson coming back here, man? He just wants a fight. The rest of his team members already down and out, but Wasson It's that revival Pablo brought right back in. We'll put a pause on that conversation. Jumping over to Shinigamis and Fox Gaming on the other hand. One player down already. Shinigamis trying to play this reset. Time turner pulled out prematurely by Wills. Is he going to regret that? I definitely don't think so. Drops that active skill card. Picks up another. Eliza spots one. VSK in hand. And he's going to be the line of defense that the Shinigamis have, so that the rest of them can get to a safer spot and play that revival.
Let's see now. Shinigami is going against Fox Gaming. Fox Gaming, who's currently split up. And one thing I need to deal with is that guy on the high ground. That would be trouble in a bit. And there you have it. Otaku, the ones who managed to go in for a shot, but I'm pretty sure the damage has been done from up top as well. Overwatch, prime position. And let's see if they'll be able to get away. Poco MVP. Unfortunately for him, he will be dropping the same spot wherein he has been revived. But Dyrus, as well as Wills, will be revived as well. So there's still a little bit of insurance for Shinigami.
Insurance indeed, MVP. Couldn't really get too far. Fox Gaming snuffing them out one after the other. But those revives, hugging the vending machine, gameplay works out perfectly. And look at them, just running around Eliza, just waiting for him to bleed out. Where's your friend? Where's your friend? Call them. No, they're not going to get back here. Not anytime now. Fox Gaming. Cute, but they better not regret that one, because Shinigamis obviously will be looking for a 10-minute revenge, and you'll be unfortunate if that revenge is executed during the grand finals, Neptune.
Oh, let's see. I mean, grand finals a little bit too late, I would say. They might be doing it towards the final circle.
Oh.
But 787, they would be eating a lot of players right here from PvP. And I thought he will be going down there. 20 HP. But from behind, one player is slowly sneaking in. Not quite sure what Minor can do against the 3 players of PvP right now, but I guess it's buying time. Just to give time or chance for Chrono to catch up. Novados against 5 stars AJ, and the Lightning Zone is part of the mix.
Yeah, Lightning Zone called upon once again. Bulk makeup for the mix. Looks like we got some more rich boys in this lobby.
Woo.
And Novatos up against 5 stars. Casualties on both sides. Hugo Food in a 1v2 though. Gets the first one. Turns around 2v1. And he gets flattened. Novatos eliminated in 11th as they come across a geared up 5 stars. Who goes in for the advanced revival platform as well. No, they just say vending machine, bro. I've got coins.
They're rich, bro. They are rich. Oh! Seems like PvP is getting rich right now. The battle between them and Shinigamis is not over just yet. But on the other side, we have 787, who's already dealing with one of the players of PvP. On the other side, or outside, though, of the circle, still have Kamo, 120 FPS. I guess he's a little too fast, though, to be taken by the blue. And they will be going in for that revive. So 5 elimination, full man squad. But PvP, though, would have a problem with revive of their own.
Yeah, Los Cubanitos, beautiful rotation round. Will be able to pick up a couple of eliminations here for themselves with PvP already split up. Nobody else to take down just yet. Los Cubanitos looks like they're slowly gearing up here. But this lobby is still very much alive. And Exados play a JK. The sharp shots once again. Faker with the shot from afar. Take it, put it out of the equation. Riptide Rhythm. Breaking down the defense. Play JK needs another. And that one goes down. But the Riptide Rhythm doing a number on them. Play a JK again. But Brian, still alive and kicking, will be able to pick up his buddy. Both of them jump away at the same time. Pulling out the time turner. JK. Assisted by Bola Khan, dropping the players of Anexados one after the other, making them use up all of those medkits, but still nothing much to worry about except the fact that Fox Gaming comes flying in from the back.
And there you have it. It seems like one player from Anexados who has been waiting for the opportunity will not be given that much, especially when Fox Gaming will be part of this engagement. Garena has been knocked down. The pickup has been done quite quickly. And here comes the rest of Anexados. I thought they will be jumping away, but no, they want to bring the battle to Fox Gaming.
Yeah, they want to take a little bit more than that. They want to bring the battle, and they want to walk away with the points. But I can't finding a play from the side of Shinigamis as well off screen as the battle ensues between Fox and Anexados on that higher ground. Fox refusing to take the fight down to that lower floor, just making sure they block off the stairway access. Ice grenade is going to be laid out. Choco in for the access, but it looks like Anexados is not looking to get aggressive just yet.
Yeah, I mean, 10 teams remaining at this point, and we are in third going to the fourth. If the circle shift away from them while they're in engagement, there will be a third party that might be happening. Speaking of third party, here comes Shinigamis as well as Los Cubanos getting into Brasilia, and all the compounds would be taken as well. So they will be sitting still. Even Fox Gaming, despite of the aggression that we have seen from this team going against Anexados, they will have to wait. Then this is where the risk is. If you have a lot of teams just like this, you might be taken down quite quickly. And especially if the dinosaurs would be on the middle of all those engagements.
PvP on a good day. At this point, 7 eliminations strong, looking to climb into the top 12. And the spot that they want to rip away is a spot held on by Cold. And right at this point of time, they are out cold. They have got nothing that they can do about this. So if PvP can make this a massive round for themselves, not only do they get to break into the top 12, they get to keep that spot for a little bit. They'll have 2 more opportunities to extend their lead and guarantee a placement in the grand finals. Blue wall melters laid out here. Fox Gaming just trying to play a couple of teasers, but nothing too aggressive just yet.
Oh, let's see. 7 being afraid of 7 because 7,
Oh
8,
my.
7, and now they are being eaten by the blue as well. To the help of Zeus Esports, they are going down like flies, and I don't think there's much of surviving that would be done by 787. Pablo has been taken down from the other side by 5-star. A little bit of distraction onto Zeus Esports to stop their rush against, or their wait against 787, but nope. They are still focusing on this team who's going in onto a buzzer beater onto the blue, and 77 is still live.
See if or not they can get away from this. Oh, Camo's going to sacrifice himself as Chrono and Domi back away. Is this going to be worth it as 787 looks for the reposition? Domi gets capped. And Doris will confirm that 787 hurt on the rotation in towards the next zone. And it's not even the final one just yet. The vending machine between 5 stars as well as Zeus. 787 not going to be able to get to the spot. So they'll just have to play with a 3-man setup now.
Yeah, I mean, they're staying on the edge of circle. Another threat other than Zeus Esports would be Los Cubanos on the other side. But no, there's no waiting. There goes Shinigami's out for the count, and 77 might be next, especially if Zeus Esports would be up close and personal. Camo almost surviving, but M590 coming from David knocks him down. Only 1 remains. You need to be very, very quiet. Otherwise, you will be spotted, and distraction by Los Cubanos might save the team. Player from 787.
Oh, Riptide Rhythm traveling all the way, but barely needed to get there because it was just pure gunshot supremacy out of Juicy Sports with those knocks and sneaking away those points off of them as well. Zeus, on the other hand, will lose Wason. A little surprising play off of Fox Gaming. Yarova spotting an opportunity, instantly taking advantage, and now Zeus left with a 3-man setup for the final battle.
There's no need to move as well, because the circle would be right next to them. So let's see if they'll be able to survive. A little bit of airdrop action just in case they will need to move out of the compound. There's a little bit of cover that they can use, but on the other side, a lot of potential targets for the team. But as we can see, Anexados taking the middle might be able to gatekeep Fox Gaming unless they are pressured by T-Rex on the other side.
Nero on the roof was a brilliant play, except that there's just nobody there. for that plushie to stop in terms of a glue wall, but it's all right. It's all about the trial and error here at this point of time. Choco with an opportunity as Otaku gets knocked down to the ground. This just pauses the play, and Otaku taken out of the equation. They're going up against T-Rex. Fox Gaming now facing a big challenge, and Exados in flanking position as well. They don't need to do much. Fox Gaming just ended up in their crosshairs. Great smart play here with the monster truck. A little bit of extra defense on the battlefield, but running out of glue walls.
Ooh.
And they get annihilated with a couple of naders.
Another fourth placer for Fox Gaming. And before that, still have a few more from the side of Zeus, T-Rex, as well as Anexados, two of which managed to survive towards a final battle earlier. Now, Anexados goes for the pickup. Brian giving that distraction against T-Rex right now, but is this enough against the champions from the previous season?
Instant reaction with the time turner there, keeping Anexados alive and well. Zeus versus T-Rex. Anexados looking to rip this one away. Unfortunately, Anexados is stuck between T-Rex and Zeus. Zeus has got the circle. Anexados runs into T-Rex, shutting them down one after the other. But what a nade by Darius! The M79 coming in for the save. But T-Rex now just left with two players up against three on the side of Zeus. And David will show T-Rex that he can play those nades well too. Zeus hits a booyah.
Yeah, I guess three players, David, Darius, as well as John B, managed to get knocks and damages with those nades and throwables. And I'm really loving that, like, the resource management that they have towards the final moment. They know that they can use it, and they time it to the T. And they manage to get that booyah. Zeus Esports, I thought they were already out. I thought we are not going to see them grab the booyah from Knockout Stage, but I guess the job is not done for them just yet.
Nah, it's not done. We've got too many giants in the competition, and Zeus is going to make sure we remember them as one of the most capable squads out there. And in the capable squad, a capable player in the name of John B. 6 eliminations, 4,630 on the damage, rocking that narrow. We saw the plushie plays. It was just perfection through that cryo mine. And he also had the Alvaro for those plays, and usually John B is the guy running around with the M79, the grenade launcher. And if it's not the grenade launcher, he's raw checking all of those nades at your head, and that Alvaro comes in super handy for that. You got to respect the fact that John B does not back away from the fights, and he has got the damage to prove that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he puts up that damage, especially if he find an opening with either grenade or M79, and also the pressure in Nero can also bring them out of any compound or even a glue wall. So I'm really loving how John B is. And you've seen John B already, always in the front line. No regards for HP, I would say, for John B. And this is why Zeus Esports has like a top tier team. Because for John B taking the lead and the rest follow through, it takes a lot of chemistry, a great deal or a great amount of chemistry and time spent to just read each other's mind and communicate well in terms of pressure. But, well, Zeus Esports getting their second booyah out of the knockout stage, and they're slowly moving up.
Yeah, teams are slowly but surely collecting those booyahs for themselves. T-Rex is the only one now in the top 4 that does not have a booyah, a double booyah to their name. So, but I'm not really gonna, fuss about that too much. It's T-Rex, man. When they want it, they got it. They should be able to walk away with a easy booyah for themselves. But the question is, when is T-Rex going to strike once again? It seems like they've gone back to their chill mode, as they don't really need to hustle from that number 1 spot at the top.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they've shown already they can grab the booyah, and it's a lot when they did it in the group stage. So there's no question that they can deal with a champion rush condition right now. All they have to do is just pressure a lot of teams and make sure that they stay afloat in the top 12. So let's see, though, if this, after 2 games, match standings would flip a little bit of heads in terms of how they need to think, especially for those who are not yet playing Hopefully, they get a lot from these gameplays of Group A and B.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you get to chill in the first couple of games. You get to really monitor exactly what kind of a mode these teams are out there on, and they've been warned. Okay, the teams today are hot. The teams from the PvP is hot. PvP is looking for those big points, and I gotta respect that, right? Because PvP is one of those teams who was struggling initially. I can't wait to see the overall leaderboard to see exactly how much they have made it work down there at the bottom. Are they in the top 12 just yet? We'll have to wait and see. Los Cubanitos, though, that was a tough run for them. 2 games, they barely got anything.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they barely pull away from Galaxy Gaming. They were tied, if I'm mistaken, before the day started. But now, well, we have Zeus Esports already in the lead with 29 total points, and as well as Anexados with 23 points. Booyah being taken by Zeus Esports, and no one has, I would say, no one has taken that #1 spot against anyone because of elimination. Right now, it's still a lead for those taking the Booyah. But as we look into Fox Gaming, you're seeing that aggression is still on them, but unfortunately, still the 4th place on the second round for today. So let's see if there's something that might change overall once they step back in onto the next game.
I mean, the top teams are still topping. I mean, you gotta respect some consistency out of them, right? And they've managed to consistently get to the final circle. They've managed to consistently pull away some solid points for themselves as they wrap up some of these games. Yeah, you know, not all of them are focusing on the Booyah. Some of them who are finding it to be a little bit of a challenge at this point of the competition to walk away with those easy 12-pointers, right? Because everybody's hustling for the same, and you can barely make a mistake. You use up your grenades a little bit too early to pick up some elimination points. Next thing you know, before you can, just recover in that battle, you are getting naded from the back. That's exactly what happened in that final lobby. But T-Rex not going to sweat it. They're in the #1 spot with a total of 172 points now.
Yeah, I mean, no risk being taken down that easily. There's still a huge lead against Anexados USA, and we're talking about difference of 14 points. But if T-Rex would be pressured or given an opportunity, I think they will be aiming for that Booyah as well. But again, from what we're seeing the top 5 from earlier on the overall standings, let's include the top 6 plus 5-star. They seem pretty safe right now, especially on how they perform. Hopefully it continues not only today, but on the first 2 games, but also the other matches that they will be playing for the rest of the day.
Yeah. But of course, that was groups A and B. And you guys know exactly how we work it here in the FFUSC. Now Group A will take a little bit of a rest. We'll welcome Group C, and Group B stays to complete their 4 matches within the day. So it's next going to be Group B versus C. T-Rex has not picked up a Booyah here today just yet. They're looking for their second Booyah to match up against Anexados, Fox, Zeus Esports. And the next map, Solara, is the best place for them to do that. Are they going to get it done? We'll check it out after we come back from a quick short break. Welcome back, survivors. This is the Free Fire USA Championship 2025 winter. Today is day 3 of the knockout stage, and we have put a rest to the groups A and B. Sorry, we've put a rest to the group B for the time being. Group A will stay on, and we now welcome Group C into the frame. My name's AJ. I'm the Mustachio down here with the one and only Neptune, the gentleman Garcia. And Group C has teams that we are obviously looking to see a little bit of action from. We've got Rosario Central, who hasn't shown up strong last week, Neptune. I'm expecting them to wake up this week.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, it would be tough, especially if Blue is popping off, and we talk about it that the Blue has been taking a lot of those top threes overall. Placement is what they are continuously doing well. And we also have Red Eagles, and we talk about this, the engagement that they're putting in the early parts of every match that they played is so strong that they are stacking up on elimination, but unfortunately because of that aggression, they are also faltering. So Tambres is also part of mix, a team that has grabbed a lot of booyahs overall, especially in the group stages, and carried over into the knockout stage. I think they do have 2 booyahs already, so I think they can continue on for the next 2 games or next 4 games.
Yeah, no doubt at all. I think Tambres is in a very comfortable spot, but a team that might want to step it up right now is E7 Empire. We've seen what they're capable of, and you also did mention Team Blue, right? Because Blue last week, they showed us that they can survive, picking up a total of 62 placement points, but the weakest team when it came to finding those elimination points. If they don't show that they can keep up with the rest of the competition this week, it's going to be a tough run for them in the grand finals for sure, because that lobby of monsters, you're definitely going to have a lot of survivors due to the fact that they can find decent engagements out there on the battlefield. So that's going to be one of the things we focus on today for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of focus, well, Group A will still be part of the mix. Last 2 games for them before they end the day. So hopefully those who didn't put up that much point, I'm talking about Los Cubanos right now, as well as 787. And I think there's a lot more that they can bring into the table. But how can you do it if you have Zeus Esports, even in Exados, who's really popping off, especially in the last 2 games that we witnessed. But Solara, we know how it is, a brand new map, or not really brand new, but newest of all the maps that we have. And there's still a lot of surprises that's being brought by Solara for the rest of the teams.
Absolutely. And Solara, when you look at this map, you look at Tambres for sure. You look at the fact that they already have a booyah here, but you also need to see that Zeus and Anexados are very consistent on this map, right? So obviously that is going to be something for Tambres to look out for. If they can still overwhelm the competition and sneak away the booyah, I will be very impressed. But I do expect to see the continuity of the aggression out of Anexados USA. They've woken up today, and I don't expect them to go back to sleep just yet.
Yeah, I mean, they will need to wake up. They need to ensure that they will be part of the top 12. Even if they sleep it out on the final day, they might be able to do it. But if the prerequisite would be to continue on their spree, either booyah or elimination. But Team Blue right now already starting it off, and there goes Gino N from Galaxy Gaming, who was already being brought down. And unfortunately for Galaxy Gaming, they are being targeted by Team Blue, if I'm not mistaken, because for most of the drop spot that they're taking, there's always Blue against them.
Yeah, absolutely, man, because they are way too similar in terms of logo color, right? And Blue's not going to have that. You are too confusing for everybody out here. Let's get you out of the lobby as quickly as possible. I feel bad for Galaxy Gaming. Obviously, this is a team that has been struggling in the competition. Now that Los Cubanitos, Los Cubanos, they played in that previous matchup. So obviously they overtook Galaxy Gaming, keeping them in that bottom spot. And it looks like they are about to stay there if this continues.
Yeah, I mean, if they will not make as much point as Los Cubanos, then yeah, definitely that would be storyline. Rosario Central, though, not quite sure what's happening right now. Going solo, especially with sight of Shinigami's already into the mix. They will be going in for revive, but 3v4 situation against Shinigami's. And we've seen how well Shinigami's is playing it for today. Great trade by Wills. Darius for a hit against FAQ. Now, only Kane into the mix. Good thing that Kane managed to get that Rebel refresh, and he is going in for the clutch. Elzer will need to go for the pickup, otherwise it would be a disadvantage for the team. And Kane right now still rocking it into the mix, but a quick revive can be done. I think it was pulled off.
Yeah, Eliza did manage to bring one member back in before getting annihilated. Could not go for the pickup as well. Almost walked away from this battle alive. But Anexados versus Blue, on the other hand, Blue is on a tear. Anexados looking for... My God, Red Eagle! We didn't even see the battle.
Red Eagle. Oh, unfortunate. Let's see if this is something that they can get over at this point. Now, Anexados, battle's not over. Chino King will need to run far, far away. Waterfall would be a safer spot for him. I don't think anyone has dropped in here. There's a lot of loot in this area as well. So first and second phase, they might be able to recover their teammates. But the only question, though, is will they be hunted by teams who's already hanging in this area? There goes a pick up on Shinigami's, or a revive on Shinigami's onto Eliezer. Retied Rhythm, Chino N for a takedown. Galaxy Gaming would be taking, if I'm mistaken, their first elimination in this game.
I think he returned the favor on that revive, but Shinigami's just hanging on for their dear lives. One final survivor, and barely has any loot on him. Shakes. Oh, great time turner. Galaxy still can't pull that off of Gugui. Bison takes him down. Shakes can't go 2 for 2 here. And the backup arrives in the nick of time. Pickup is there. Galaxy will survive this bout.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they will need this. Otherwise, Los Cubanos would be taking the lead even more away from them. But we'll see, though. It is Rosario Central, though, who I'm questioning. How are they, like, what's happening? Is it the mindset? Is it the gameplay? Or there's a lot of factors that we can consider into this team, because as a returnee, they should have that chemistry already. But for Fox Gaming, I think with Los Cubanos really hungry for points, they will be in trouble. Only one remains, and Cubanito taking down Yaroa, and he's not even drowning in there. It's knee-deep water, and there goes final player. And, well, Fox Gaming will be taken out on 11. Los Cubanos still taking the lead in race against Galaxy Gaming.
Fox Gaming, a team in the top 3, out of the equation, which means a little bit more room to breathe for the teams who are looking for points on the battlefield. Problem is, one of the teams still breathing is Zeus, and they are able to pull away many of these points. Let's see if or not this lobby can allow them to go crazy in here. 23 eliminations they have on the Solara map, which is a great run for Zeus.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've seen Zeus fight off against tough opponents, and it's a, I would say, a third party doesn't face them at all. Now, let's see if they can play it safe at this point, because 77, another team that is hungry for more points, is already on their heels. On the other side, though, great position being taken by players like Camo. But will they be able to take advantage of that against Zeus Esports?
Yeah, let's see if or not can walk away with an easy one. John B says, not just yet. AC80 to the head. Chrono turns things around. Wasan on the ground. Josh Ware! I thought he had the grenade launcher on him, but John B disables him with a double connection off of the M590. And now 787 backing away. Chrono has no space to run. Glue wall, his own one, traps him in. And Zeus does a number on them. Wasan right back in it. And Zeus in here, not just to play, but to win.
Yeah, they are looking for that win. But it's a good thing that one player, 77, managed to go in for a revive before going down. And that's what I'm seeing. I'm really amazed on how players can put that revive quite quickly. And if you remember the stores in the vending machine, like it's difficult to really get it. They are used to hitting those buttons in the middle if it's the early parts of the game, or
Yeah.
left side if it's the latter part for those revive. But let's see. You have Los Cubanos going against Rosario Central, and this is a chance for Rosario Central to get all those points and prove us that they're not out just yet.
Not just yet. Los Cubanos hanging on though, as Rosario Central slowly but surely cuts the distance. Cubanito, oh no, Ray gets clipped first. Cubanito has no backup and he's too far forward. Will get clipped and into, finds the shot, but no, finds the assassin and Los Cubanos just stood no chance up against Rosario Central.
And there you have it, Los Cubanos becoming Lost Cubanos at this point. I mean, they're a little bit lost on how they are going to take in this engagement. But 787 might take advantage of the third party. There goes the shot against Into. FAQ also receiving damage on the other side. We're seeing Novado's gameplay coming from 787. Will they be able to pull it off? Chrono on the shots against FAQ. And FAQ did manage to revive. Now, Chrono, who's taking a flank, but not so much of opening for him. I think he's missed the chance. He's missed the part that this wall is a little bit too high for him.
But you gotta try, man. Try
Maybe a
jumping
stool would help.
Maybe. Or maybe a shoulder boost from one of his team members. FAQ spots out come. Oh, beautiful bison to the head. And Rosario Central hanging on with two more players. Should have a vending machine right in front of them, but to get to it and avoid engagement with 787, that's the complication. It looks like FAQ is about to expire.
Let's see.
Oh,
FAQ
narrow.
still alive. Minor being hit by that cryo mine. And we'll come back to that in a bit. Battle continues between Blue, Galaxy Gaming. It's round number 2 of this team. And Hunt is still on for Team Blue. 9 elimination already, and this could spell 11 elimination. Gooey has lost those glue walls because of Riptide Rim. Good thing the Time Turner has managed to save him. But Chino is already down for the count. The final player, and there you have it. Galaxy out with only 4 points in 9 plays.
Galaxy's not really it today. The struggle continues, and they are running out of opportunities here, Neptune. It looks like the run might just be over for Galaxy Gaming because it would take a monumental effort, one that they have just not shown the squad is capable of up till now here in the knockout stage.
It's tough. It's tough for Galaxy Gaming, regardless of how big the Galaxy is. Seems like they are small in this lobby. Now, Rosario Central, though, a little bit spread too thin, as 787's already moving in onto Windmill, wherein they will be meeting up with Zeus Esports. Not quite sure if that is a smart move for them to fly in. Funfair might be safe and then slowly ease themselves on the next phase circle, but the pressure is on. Especially a lot of teams are hungry for elimination. There goes Chicks. Only one remains for Rosario Central. And it seems like the bad luck streak is still on them.
Doris looking for the final elimination. You can see those glue walls all buffed up. Team boosters working perfectly. Doris finds the connection, and the rest of the squad just comes running at him. Oko getting that final knock. And Shinigami's up by 4 eliminations now. 11th minute mark. 4 teams eliminated already. Neptune, this is a decent game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is what we want to expect, but unfortunately, Team Blue, a lot of expectation for them to be consistent in the top 5. I don't think that would be happening. Now, when Exados is putting so much pressure on Tampres right now, especially White, who would be eyes wide, especially if he gets hit with those shots. But Jeff will need to move a little bit faster. Here comes the duo of White and Jeff being rushed by Brian. And shots still connect with an M590. A double, though, will make it work. And pick up on Faker can be done. 787, or E7 rather, would be out for the count.
That's an amazing play. And Brian Not putting any stops just yet, but Shinigamis though. 2 players down on the ground, Eliza and Doris. The pickup is there, but Wason punishes from afar. AC-80, Zeus interfering in this fight. But 787 is out of there. Shinigamis on that recovery. They still have this circle. Nothing much for Shinigamis to do except sit tight and wait to see exactly where this next rotation is going to take them.
I don't know how fast Solara has been built, but those walls were too thin that you can revive your teammates through it. Let's see if there's something they can make work. Rosario Central still in losing spree. Losing a lot of their players.
Nice.
Here comes a rush. Bison through that slit into the glue wall. Now, will Chick survive? Oh, Elisair from downtown he goes with an AC-80.
Oh, yeah, man. 6 eliminations strong. Shinigami's back in it. And now not too far away from the next zone as they circle on in. But Tambris is going to be in their way. Zeus is going to be in their way. Chrono and squad off of 787. Just not really having a good game at all. Position-wise, not fantastic. But elimination-wise, they're definitely leading this lobby well. 2 players get stacked up on the side of Zeus. Cryomine used. Looks like the plushie's not going to be doing much damage as it gets spotted out either way. But at least they will know how many to anticipate in that compound, Neptune.
Let's see. I mean, great position, though. I mean, a few steps into the stairs, and they got clear sight on Shinigami. If they don't have that rock or don't have those glue walls, they could have been taken down by the players, especially with David on that Winchester. But pressure is being built right now by Zeus. Shinigami, though, will be safe for a moment. The difference would be a battle between Tambris and Anexados. A little bit too close to each other, and Nick will be nicked to a few HP remaining.
Oh my!
Good recovery in Faker with the first one to go down with M79.
Yeah, QK Lover not cutting any bit of slack here for them at all. Zeus from the opposite end getting slapped by Tambris as well. And Exados, though, right outside, pulling Tambris out of position. This is a smart play by Exados. But Tambris might just be walking into a trap here as they get pulled away. Zeus under a little bit of a pressure off of Shinigamis, using that high ground advantage to play all of those shots. But Zeus just too smart for it, staying hidden as David tries to strike one from afar.
Let's see. I mean, I think Shinigami's already out of glue walls and just relying on the rundown monster truck to save them. Pablo has been taken down. Shots from Brian, putting pressure on Zeus Esports. Not only that, the blue as well. So they can recover. They can go for a pickup. They only have one small spot, one small space in the corner. But Rosario Central into a little bit in too deep, though. And there goes Rosario Central being taken down by QK Lover.
Yeah, but Rosario Central, that was just enough to definitely do a decent climb into the top 12, maybe even stay there. Tambris, on the other hand, 5 eliminations. Nick makes that 6. Beautiful knockdown. One more needed, but throws in the deep freeze instead. That doesn't get a tag onto anyone. That will put them in a little bit of a pickle, and Tambris forced back yet again to play the circle.
Well, that's Nick right there. He gives out a gift, an exchange gift happened. He received his own defreeze! And David shot by Brian! I don't know what's up with Brian right now, but all those shots with AC-80 is taking their opponents down. And Anexado still on the roll. Brian, wherever he turns, he sees those heads and he takes shot. 3 elimination already, but no confirmation just yet. Shinigami still being pressured, though, but the position of the high ground still on Anexados. Here comes Tambris going for the rush. 3v4 situation. Nick goes for the hit. Max 7 in hand. Brian might be able to go in for the push, but Chino King, Time Turner, unfortunately, they will be taken out. Anexados out, and we are left with 3.
I think Palmer misplayed the timing there. Went in for the rush before the rest of his team members were in position to back him up. He went down. Rest of the team went down. But is that going to be the same space here for Tambris? As Kappa goes flying on in alongside Nick Drytex with the flag, and what a setup! The distraction and Rytex cleaning up house. Can he go 3 for 3? Yes, he can! Rytex, M590 supremacy, 13 eliminations strong, and Tambris will secure this booyah at Solara.
The second booyah in Solara knockout stage for Tambris, and this will bring them to the top when it comes to Solara. And a team that has been consistent so far in this map. And they even was not faced. Still 4-man, if not 3-man strong on that final circle. And you can see how well they are positioned. Against Anexados, very close on the final moment or on that final circle, but they still managed to survive and get a 1-up on everyone out of the top 4. So Tambris is not out just yet. Rytex, Kappa, QK Lover, and Nick 7 taking this booyah in this game.
Some very, very nervous situations in that final zone, but obviously Tambris managed those situations very well. Their nerves were in check, unlike mine. I was panicking. They were cool, calm, collected, and more than capable of walking away with a double booyah here on Solara. You gotta respect that out of Tambris. The consistency on this map, they know how to dominate it.
Yeah, let me add another C on that. Cool, calm, collected, and collecting. Because they were collecting a lot of elimination and booyahs in that game. And I'm really loving this team of Tambris because from first time we saw them, they're not that strong. It's just they are studying their opponents. And now that they are putting themselves in a lot of matches already, a rise of Tambris is yet to come. But they're still in too deep. But you know that they can get the booyah out of these games.
Absolutely. I would love to see the stats of Tambris, but overall, they did very well in that play. Rytex, especially with the M590, you see the capability of this guy, the mechanical skills, just so impressive. Running at his opponents in that fashion, walking away with eliminations in a massive, lobby like this is nothing short of impressive. And that's what you want to see out of Tambris, right? Because it's a team that's somewhat close to the bottom of this top 12. And they haven't really shown their capabilities in terms of looking for the placement points as consistently as we would want them to.
Now, let's see if they can remain consistent. But Rytex, the MVP that is consistent overall. Valiant Dash plus that Ford, Olivia, and that Tiva. It seems like he's a rusher. But looking at it, he's part rusher, part support, and he is still getting elimination.
He's the rushing support annihilator. Okay, I don't know. FFUSC just has this across the board, right? Many of their players are flex players, which could be a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing as long as the rest of the competition has got all the squads running flex plays on their active and passive skills. It's going to be a bad thing when a team really starts honing their skills and playing their active-passive combinations down to the T, where you have just purely a rusher build, no dependence on playing that flex at all. Because when you try to focus on the support and at the same time your capability to be a rushing tank out there, you can either do it 50-50 or you can go 100% all in on it, right? I don't think we've seen many teams going all in just yet, Neptune.
Yeah, exactly. And most of it is half-baked build. It's half-baked. Either one part of this, one part of that, or at some point, like 3 parts of everything, like a rusher, support, and grenader. So let's see if there's something that they can fix, especially in grand finals. But final moment as a replay, and again, Tambris against Shinigamis. They just went head on, and you can see that Nick already in the front lines, even using a launch pad, just to make sure that they can close the gap, and the pressure has been brought in by Tambris. They just know how to weave in and out of those glue walls, not to get shot, and making all those eliminations.
I think the brilliance in that reposition for the side of Tambris was the time turner, right? Without the time turner, I think they would have gotten eliminated, on site. But that was pulled out in a timely manner. The time turner in a timely manner. In a timely manner. Kept them safe. And then, of course, you just had your rusher / support running at you with the M590. It was devastating. to go up against Thambris. But that's the kind of consistency we want to see from them across all the maps. So far, they have really showed up on Solara and nowhere else. But at least for the time being, it keeps them comfortably in the top 12. We've got another game to go before we take a short break. And if Thambris have started this off on a great note, maybe they can continue on with this momentum, Neptune.
Yeah, exactly. And you did ask for data, so I prepared a little bit of data for you. First time that they jump into knockout stage, they rocket 72 total points and 2 booyahs. And that's what I'm talking about Thambris. But the following day, that's where they falter, like not even half of what they got in day number 7. So let's see if they can get, I don't know. Again, it's 50-50 in some of the teams right here, especially if they're not going all in terms of skills as well as performance.
Let's see if or not Kalahari can be the blessing for a couple of teams out there who are still struggling in this battle. You're looking at Galaxy Gaming being at the very bottom. And it would be nice to see them rise up to the top, perhaps. You also have Red Eagles who have barely shown up.
Yeah, I mean, they were eliminated a little bit early, if I'm not mistaken. It was Thambris who took them down. And it's tough. It's tough to see that Red Eagle, a lot of hope and great potential to move up. But, I mean, this is where it happens. If everyone's hungry, then it would be chaotic. Correction, it was 787 who took them down. And 787 even went down early into that game. So let's see if Kalahari would be a change of scenery and a change of game for the team, because Fox Gaming did manage to get 2 booyahs already in this map.
Yeah, what dragged in 3 squads into Refinery? I have no idea what's going on here. No high-tier loot zone. Oil.
It's all about oil.
Amen. 2 eliminations so far. Kappa looking for one. Mini Uzi. Time turner in front of him. He can't get away that easy. The UMP gets the knock onto Kappa.
What?
Thambris, on the other hand, landing straight on to Duck. And Nick, on the rotation, Mini Uzi should be able to do this. Knock comes from elsewhere. Nick gets the elimination. No, actually, he doesn't. Someone else sneaks it.
And that's a problem. If you have 3 teams, 4 teams around the same area, that would be a lot of stealing. That is happening. White managed to revive 9, and he's healing up. I'm not sure what QK Lover is thinking right now. I don't think he is lacking any of armor resources, but there goes the Cryo Mine, stopping him and putting a little bit of damage on him. But one good thing, though, is there's an opportunity for Galaxy Gaming to go for the takedown, and there he takes it. 1 elimination, make that 2 elimination for Galaxy Gaming, and Nick would be the 3rd.
Yeah, Galaxy is about to clean up house here. They arrived at the perfect moment. And Team Blue, unfortunate with the way things have ended up here for them. This time, getting taken out a little bit too early. Team Blue has always played those placement points very well. Kind of failing on the engagements. This time, they failed both the engagements and the placements. But thankfully, they're in the top 12, Neptune. Nothing much to sweat about. Ooh. What a jump shot. Doris did not see that one coming.
Oh, definitely. I mean, M1917, double revolver, taking 2 down. Brian is still in the role. And now, let's see. I mean, if I'm mistaken, that was a VSK that I saw him grab. So how deadly he is on the snipes, that would be trouble for the other teams. But for Shinigamis right now, they are in trouble. They do have a vending machine, but the only question is, do they have enough? It's still early, and even Wills will be able to go in for a couple of revives. On the other side, in Foundation, 787, no contention overall, and they can loot free in this area.
See what can Galaxy do on the rotation into Refinery. Timing is perfect. Nobody's home. Everybody has cleared up whatever they could from Refinery. But there's one thing that you can't carry out of Refinery. That's the vending machine.
Let's see if there's something that could change the pace of the game. Speaking of pace, it has slowed down after those early engagement. Now, here comes Red Eagle. might be seeing Drytex going solo. One of a few
Oi.
teams that we are seeing using that Cassie shots onto Drytex. And next Beast with an SKS managed to go in for the elimination. Now, will they be finding any of the players? I don't think so. That's still a looting spree for the team of Red Eagle.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And Rosario Central rotating into Fox. Choco tagged up. Riptide Rhythm goes absolutely wide. Not so sure exactly what happened there, but I've done that before.
Happens to us most of the time. Let's see. I mean, Rosario Central, they are missing a lot. Not just those shots, but it's more of even placement. So I don't know what's happening with Rosario Central. If anyone, viewers out there, has any insight, we'd love to hear it from you. But right now, they are elimination leader, and they are hunting for Eliezer. Eliezer, though, does have a hook gun. I don't think he will be showing up that much, so he will need to be quiet. On the other side, there is Zeus Esports, who is in engagement with some players from above, and there's no moving for E7 Empire right now. They have the high ground, clear view on Zeus.
Clear view indeed, but what can they do with this vantage point? E7 Empire, a team that lacks firepower for sure, and Zeus is not a team you want to pick on if you are E7 Empire. The Empire could come crumbling down way too early here. They're sending out White to do a little bit of scouting. Pablo's going to come across him, but the jump pad will be the priority here for Pablo to catch up with David.
Let's see, on the other side, we have Fox Gaming going against Shinigamis, and Shinigamis, well, Eliezer missing those shots. Yaroa already in the ground, Cryo Mine on him. He gets tags up, and he gets marked. Oh, Choco almost taken down, though. It's a good thing the glue wall, but the rush by Yaroa. And there goes the takedown on one player, and Fox Gaming getting to elimination. But from what I'm seeing, it's a little bit slow for them. So I guess they're taking their time. They do have 2 Buyas already when it comes to Kalahari, and they want to maintain that streak.
Let's see if they can. Camel back it away. Bolhan not gonna let Easy Prey get out of this sticky situation. Hits a revival there. Maybe that's an extra prey for Galaxy to hunt down. But looks like Rosario Central does a number on the revive player. And Camo, it looks like this one is about to be the end of the run for 787.
Let's see. 787. Camo, hook gun plus M590. There goes a shot. And Gui Bot beats them to it. 4 elimination already for Galaxy Gaming. And the hit list is still on. I think it will be coming from a high ground, or probably just the one from the revive who's taking his time and undecided as to where to drop. But, well, it's a good thing that the hit list will still be there to mark their opponents. But the unfortunate part is they are also marked into the map. Shinigamis, though, chasing for Corona. Final player. There goes the shot. And the duo of Darius as well as Wills will be able, or Eliezer rather, will be able to go in for a takedown. Shinigamis for their 4th elimination.
Took them long enough. But props to 787 for surviving a little bit longer than anticipated. A little bit of a challenging round this has been for 787. A little too close to the bottom as well, so obviously that threat is going to be there. But Tambris versus Galaxy at Shrines. This is going to be a big one. Both going for the vending machine. Both going into a heated battle as Fox spots out Red Eagles as well.
Oh, I thought it is the Eagles who will be flying, but seems like Fox has a Spirit Fox on them. They shots on Ash. X-Beast almost taken down, almost confirmed, but there goes the God Nade but it only damaged them a little bit. Those glue walls plus the glue UAV helped them survive, but Benny King needs to be picked up quite quickly. Otherwise, that would be it for Red Eagles.
Oh, Choco! The double on the nade again. The Choco's down. Benjamin with a beautiful valiant dash does not shock his opponent and leaves Habichuela all alone. Vending machine on the play. 1,000 coins. Double revival. Red Eagles will stay in the run as Yaroa and Choco circle around. Pick up onto Reyes. Not going to be impossible. Has got timing on his side. And Habichuela has single-handedly saved Red Eagles from annihilation.
Oh, definitely. Great movement coming from Habichuela. Now, Groza in hand. Might be able to take advantage of this. Benny King a little bit too quick on that drop. Still managed to go in on defense before going down to Habichuela. M1887 now turns around. Yaroa still managed to survive and might be a clutch, but unfortunately Blue did help Red Eagles for a takedown and a finisher by Habichuela. 1 elimination for him. That makes 5 for the entire squad.
That was a brilliant counterplay. And Fox sitting with the final player now. There is a vending machine at Santa Catarina. Problem is Zeus is occupying the compound. You'll need to wait for a miracle here because Zeus is eyeing E7, looking for a fight, looking for some free points out there. E7 is not going to be too happy I said free points. They're like, hey, what you mean free points? Let's see. They scan out Zeus as well. A double Dinoculus? That could be an Exados as well.
Yeah. I mean, that would push them, and that showing up would push Anexados into the mix. That could let Zeus Esports move out. So give time for one player, the final player of Fox Gaming, to go for a revive. But that is wishful thinking. It might be the other way around, and he's all wet. I mean, I think his feet are graping at this point. You know how it is when you get too wet and soaked. I don't think he can survive any longer.
He most definitely can't. That split blitz is falling a little short, but Habichuela looking to see if or not his nade can do some miracle here. Habichuela! What a god native this guy is!
Kobichuela from Red Eagles.
What a nade!
7 elimination. And Santa Catarina, Fox Gaming managed to go for a double revive. Not quite sure how that happened, but that is some miracle that Choco managed to pull off. And, well, it's just a little bit of flex on the drop in there. A little bit of reverse backstroke into the air. E7 Empire with 4 elimination. The Blue closing in with the pressure on the other side. But as we see a lot of engagement coming in from all sides, Anexados Faker receives his own Riptide Rhythm and he will be taken down. Seems like E7 Empire is not out just yet, and they are slowly rebuilding the Empire brick by brick.
Brick by brick for sure. And it looks like these bricks are being sponsored by Anexados with their lives though. But the problem is the engagement, the attempt coming through from everybody on the battlefield, not just E7. Tambra is taking the shots up against Anexados as well, as Fox finally bows out in the 8th spot. 7 more teams left on in here. Riptide Rhythm will hit a empty glue wall. Players sprayed down from the Drytex. Looking for the move, but has to wait for Nick to get picked right back up first. As QK Lover drops back to help his buddy up.
Blue closing in. Pressure is on, not only in the environment, but also the players. E7, great takedown on 9. Let's see if they'll be able to continue and close the gap between them and Zeus Esports. Unfortunately, Pele Rojo will be taken out by David. Now, they will be jumping in. Drytex, though, a little bit cut off before taking that jump. I don't know what happened. Was it the launch pad being shot? Thus, they didn't take that shot, or they were hit so hard they couldn't get off the ground.
Yeah, I think that was the latter, man. Just kind of got stomped in that situation, put a pause to their play, and a little unfortunate turn of events. Kappa finding FAQ, and it looks like Rosario Central hanging on as Galaxy gets taken out in 6, which is not too bad at all. But Zeus now taking the fight up against the Empire. Wasan exposed too early. Pablo and John B will turn things around though, and Zeus losing 1 but picking up 4.
As quickly as that, Izambe Empire has fallen, has crumbled, and they will be back on their losing streak. Now, 10 elimination already for Zeus Esports. They lost 1 player. I think the same goes, or even more, has been lost by Rosario Central into being hit. Backs away real quick. And I don't think they will need to push that much. Not on that side, though. They can double back and find a different route. Otherwise, they might be taken down by Zeus.
Absolutely, and Zeus is not going to cut you any slack out there on the battlefield at all. But now the priority is going to be for Pablo to recover. Thank goodness he had the super med. Right back, and then straight into danger zone. As Zeus quickly repositions, I'm pretty sure the Bolt Maker is going to make its appearance anytime now. As Zeus bumps into Red Dragons, Abituella down on the ground. Mannequin turns things around, and Zeus holding their ground up here against the Red Eagle.
Yeah, Red Eagles right now. Wings not yet clipped.
Oy.
And QK Lauver being taken down by N2 with AC-80. And the battle continues right now. Zeus Esports still managing to survive, but pickup can be done. Now, Zeus have 2 players, and they will be taken by the blue. Same goes for Vinneking, and Ash X Beast doesn't need to move. Rosario Central is back in play and getting that booyah.
What a play from Red Eagle. What a play from Vinneking on the triple. But of course, sneaked away by a very well-calculated booyah. Rosario Central, like you said, right back in it, have risen into the top 12, securing now their first booyah in the knockout stage. Is it going to be enough to keep them within the top 12? Will we see their spot snuck away from them by the end of today? My goodness me, we'll have to wait and see, but I think it was a monumental effort by Rosario today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, finally, they are waking up, putting themselves in the middle of the board for today's matches. And it's tough to see Rosario Central, especially with the experience that they have, struggling overall. Not quite sure if that's part of the plan or there's a really lot of problems that they're encountering right now. But hopefully this is the beginning of them getting away from those problems, because this booyah can start it off.
Absolutely, man. I mean, like you said it right. They don't pick up a lot of placement points, some decent eliminations to be somewhere around the middle of the table in terms of today's performance. But in the grand scheme of things, I think it is all about the top 12, and they've done enough to sneak on in. Is that going to be enough, though, is still going to be the biggest question, because 787, you know, we wanted them to step it up. They showed us a little bit of what they're capable of. Red Eagles, they stepped it up as well, but no booyahs just yet. Red Eagles still, the booyah is evading them like the plague.
I mean, it's tough. It's tough, especially with a lot of teams going against them. They could have taken advantage if, in case they survive a little bit longer. But the blue was closing in. Final circle, you don't want to hang with that.
Yeah.
And it's difficult really to move along. But there goes Chick 7. And this reminds me of one of the top players from Southeast Asia. He's also a sniper. So I want to see more of Chicks right now. Stand their build in terms of active skill. BSK, great use, especially in early engagement. But most of the time, he also used that AC-80, if not that AWM. A 9 elimination plus close to 5,000 in damage, 7 headshots, and 1 assist.
This is a mind-blowing stat picked up here by Chick 7. Obviously, he was aiming for just 7 eliminations, but he got a bonus too. Rocking a full sniper build, rocking the snipers at the same time as well. Like you said, right? AWM, VSK, perfect in his hands. that AC80 sometimes, when he comes across it as well, is able to work wonders off of that. We saw a couple of Winchester plays off of Shakes as well so far in the competition. He is great mid to long range, and these numbers prove that. 9 points just off of this guy. It was not an easy one, and Rosario scoring a massive 30-pointer in this lobby.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 30 points coming from Rosario Central. They need this a lot, especially with how awful they played in the early parts of this knockout stage. But again, well, teams just like this, especially with the experience that they have this something that they bring themselves back up when needed. So let's see on how well they can do it once again. But let's take a look at the replay on how Rosario Central take advantage of all the chaos and just waited to get that booyah.
Yeah, a lot of information play in this final circle as well. You did see the binoculars being used way before the teams all started moving, choosing their spot on that final circle. And Rosario Central, if anything, were the ones that were split up the most. They found out that they were conquering the final zone, and they just chose to gatekeep everybody else, proving to be the best strategy to play in that circumstance. Red Eagle just couldn't cut it. The circle pressuring them from the back. Panic set in, and Rosario Central said, "Thank you very much. I'm going to run away with this."
Well, let's see. So far, we have Zeus Esports taking the lead right now. 10 points ahead of Anexados USA.
Yeah.
That is on 179 already. But take a look on the last column right here. E7 Empire, because of the performance that they have, they managed to put themselves a little bit higher, closer to that 12th spot. And 787 already managed to cross over. Same goes with Red Eagle ACD. Or Red Eagle ACD or Red Eagle Ace. Whatever it is, they are already in there above the top 12, but they need to do more. If they want to keep themselves afloat, and we want to see more of Red Eagle, they need to do more.
And Rosario Central is just waking up. We've got groups B versus C right after this. Rosario Central has got 2 more games to play. If that was the warm-up, I can't wait to see what they do on their clean run after they've got all of those muscles stretched out already, right? So great play from Rosario Central. We've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for them to wake up in the competition. We thought maybe this would be the week, and they're saying, yeah, this is definitely the week. What a way to start things off. They've got a booyah now to their name, Neptune. I like this. But that's the end of game number 4, and we will have to say goodbye to Group B, unfortunately. Sorry, Group A, because unfortunately that was their final match of the day. We're going to take a quick short break. When we come back, it's the combinations of Groups B and C.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. This is the Free Fire USA Championship 2025 Winter Edition, and we are up to our last 2 games for today in the knockout stage. We still have one more tomorrow, but this is where pressure begins, and hopefully the teams who are part of Group B and C can bring a lot of points. On the desk, I'm Neptune the Gentleman Garcia with my brother, the Mustachio AJ.
Oh, and Tambris, today has been a decent day so far in this group combination. They're the team that really does not pick up a lot of points at all. Bermuda has been their curse. Can Tambris use that earlier matchup as a little bit of a warm-up to really run away with this Bermuda map? We got to see. If not, we will be able to identify exactly where they're weak at, right? E7 has been struggling here a little bit as well. Blue, not a lot of points, but decent enough to hang on. But we need to see a little bit out of E7 as well as Tambris today, Neptune.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, E7, Empire, Tambris, so far out of the 2 matches that E7 has played, only 19 points. And it's very unfortunate because they are putting a lot of fight in the early parts of the game, but it's just unfortunate that they're losing. Once they lose at least 1 or 2 of their players, that's when they are out. For Tambris, though, I don't know. Not quite sure what happened in there, but 26 points for today. I think they can still bring more and put themselves afloat into this game. But as we look back, Group B will be introduced into the mix. T-Rex, 5-star, Novados, SNPT, Cold, and PvP.
And obviously, in the group stage, we didn't see Tambris have a problem with Bermuda at all. In fact, they picked up decent number of booyahs on this map. But somehow, on the knockout stage, things haven't been checking out for them well. Maybe they can change something here for themselves. But Rosario Central facing the exact same challenge as well. These 2 teams have shown us today from the dumps they can rise up into the top 12. Let's see if or not they can continue to do that. But Galaxy Gaming, just one of those teams who have not fully woken up in the competition just yet.
And hopefully it's not too late, though. I mean, alarm clocks need to be put up.
Yeah.
Coffee needs to be made. Probably a tub of coffee needs to be made so that they can catch up into the points. Because the number of points that they need right now is even more than the average they can make for a day. 53 to be able to catch up against 787, who's currently on the 12th spot. Those numbers might be wrong. It might be corrected later on, but there's still a lot of work that Galaxy Gaming needs to be done.
Yeah. And of course, Bermuda is going to be the name of the map where we hop on into and see if or not these players can work a booyah off of. Again, Tambris has been struggling here, but a team that has not been struggling, a team that has been dominating. Nova up at the top, a single booyah on Bermuda so far. And surprisingly, the team that's behind them on this map is PvP. A team that's currently in the bottom 6, Neptune.
I mean, you have some map-specific wins. And this is where they get it. We've seen some light of hope coming from PvP earlier, but that died down a little bit too quick as expected. So hopefully PvP, I don't know, because most of the time they are only playing PvP, not even PvE. No environment to challenge them other than the blue. And most of the time in the PvP, that's where they falter. So I don't know. Probably it needs a change of name as well as change of strategy.
Well, I think PvP is about to step things up. It's a game that they should be able to win, not only because they've scored a booyah on this Bermuda, because also they have had consistency on this map, right? They've played it 5 times so far in the competition. And in the knockout stage, the 2 times they played Bermuda, they have shown up well. One of them, they got the booyah. The second one, if I'm not mistaken, they came in 4th or something. But the eliminations were decent on both. So it's definitely something I'm looking forward to seeing out of PvP again. But that said, though, it's not going to be an easy one. Look at this lobby. It is stacked. It will be a tough one to survive as PvP takes a very hot drop up against Galaxy.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, they will be heading into peak, and Galaxy Gaming, I mean, a team that you might want to hot drop, especially in early engagement. They have a little bit of firepower. They can fight back, but if you catch them off guard, then that's where they falter. But unfortunately, double rifle already being captured, being picked up by Galaxy Gaming. Gui Bot a little bit too aggressive, but they do have G36 as well as XM8 on them. Now PvP has been pushed away. Onto the other side, Red Eagles. First blood on 5 stars, but also PvP lost one of their players.
Everybody hot dropping each other on equal grounds here. Everybody walking in with a mini Uzi. But what Heat does not have on his side is backup like Galaxy Gaming. They played the numbers perfectly up against the opponents. And PvP, 3 players down, 1 final survivor. Thankfully, that final survivor is missing.
Nowhere to be found. Needs a GPS to be tracked. Now, let's see. Red Eagle, though, I put in a number against 5 stars. If I'm mistaken, that's 2 elimination, or if not 3. And a lot of engagement has been happening already in Bermuda. And most of the time, this is where everyone slows down. But not today. They want those points. They are hungry. And I think they are going to gobble up all those elimination in a bit. Tambres right now, no elimination just yet, but the target would be on the other side. Speaking on the other side, Supreme from SNPT back to his old ways, and he was the first one to go down. So quite surprised that he is still bringing the team back into play.
What a jump, Tambres. They are lucky they didn't get punished for that. Blue right down below. Superman used up here as Duck finds QK Lover on that high ground. Jump in! Kappa! Could not get away. Tambres just jumped in to get annihilated. I was not expecting this one. Final survivor now in Nick. And they just got wiped.
Yeah, Blue brought them black and blue in this fight. Now T-Rex joining the party. Or should I say, Puddin. Let's see if he can take down Duck. And Duck is on the ground. Gray almost taken down. Managed to hide out in the fence. But Ben T still being brought down by Darius. 3 elimination already for T-Rex. 1 more, and that is a Blue out. But Gray, it's quite confusing. Blue and Gray. And let's see. He blocked his own jump pad. Now, player JK can go for a rotate, but we'll be seeing a different team.
A little hole out in the open, though. Player JK. Opportunity. And Darius out of nowhere with that backup. What the hell? How did that even get pulled off? Darius, my man. That rotation, immaculate. And T-Rex, just like that. Just back and forth between 2 squads and barely breaking a sweat.
Yeah, definitely. I love the game sense as well coming from player JK because he was using an M82B. And the moment that he sees that one player has been stuck from E7, he switched to SKS. He knows that Spam would be able to go and damage him even more, and he might not be able to make a headshot on that M82B. So the game sense from this guy is phenomenal. But Novatos, a team that we are expecting to get another booyah, is being left with 1 guy.
1 final survivor's not looking like what they talked about before heading on to this matchup, but that's how the cookie crumbles in a lobby like this, man. Cold up against Galaxy, though. This is a fair fight between the 2. Cold Esports just doing slightly better than Galaxy Gaming. It's Hugo Food. Brings back the whole squad in here. Chinon down on the ground. Pickup not going to be impossible, but Brown comes flying in just to be punished by Gui Gui on that M590. Great play on the time turner.
Yeah, but he lost 2 players, and here comes Dance. Gui Gui have stepped on his own foot, and Cole managed to bring them down. Now, 9 teams remaining at this point, and we're only in the 5th minute mark. A little bit too early and a little bit too fast for Bermuda, but Blue right now. Let's switch over to Cold. Rosado Central already taking the lead. I guess they are mad because it's a hit list on them, and they are hunting for Cold Blood.
Well, when the body is blue, it's bound to be cold. Rosario Central. High ground. Just rotating into absolutely nobody. There's a vending machine here that they can abuse for sure. Black might be in trouble though, Shix. And you know his long-range engagements, especially if he's got the AWM, maybe even the Winchester in hand, could do a number on these players. But Rosario Central, just a little bored at this point of time. They've got a vending machine, they've got everything going their way, and nobody to play with.
Yeah, I mean, no pressure against opponents. And that is where probably the warm-up will be called. Great position, or reposition, for player JK. Riptide Rim miss him. And here comes the rest of the team. And player JK just left him out. Calls for backup. Now, here comes the rest of the dinosaurs. Let's see if they'll be able to go and finish off the Empire right here.
Brilliant Riptide Rhythm, breaking down the defenses of the players down below. Play JK VSK, finding the connection onto Pelirrojo. 1v2. Now Wedge X as well. And player JK, overwhelmed. Pelirrojo finding that M590 connection. And E7 now in a little bit of trouble. But Novatos not too far away to get involved in this engagement. Wedge X again in that high ground. Will punish. Bolacan down on the ground. Wedge X trying to look for the corner. And now this is going to be trouble zone time. As they pull out that cryo mine as well. Just can't use the jump pad that they've laid out already. The glue wall's just not working out for them.
Yeah, I mean, they are pinched from both sides. Pelirrojo has been taken down by Bolacarn, so the pressure might be relieved a little bit, and they can head onto the other side, away from Veg X. Now, I'm not quite sure how Veg X is going to move out. Missed that ledge! And hit exactly on the trip mine. Water trap being set by T-Rex, and Veg X didn't expect that. He didn't expect to miss that ledge.
Dude, I do not know anyone with such bad luck, man. First of all, he misses the ledge. Second of all, he falls directly on a trip mine. That's a brilliantly placed trip mine for someone flanking around the warehouse, not for someone who trips on the roof and falls down. He fell down face first. How unfortunate.
Let's see. Another player facing first is put in, and a clutch almost being done by the player from Novatos. Pickup can be done. And there you have it. I think Putin has been put into a healing gun as he was picked up quite quickly. But he needs to recover. He needs to move into next phase of the zone because more players from Novatos is dealing with T-Rex, and Putin brings back Darius. But this might be a little bit too pressured, especially with the blue closing in, second going to the third.
Wedge X. Ooh, play JK in trouble. Timing, Woodpecker. First connection, second connection. Beautiful headshot. Put in Bolacan. Takes that high ground. Wedge X is now in trouble. 40 HP. Just needs one connection off of that high ground. Megamente down. Bolacan, beautiful AC-80 to the head. Hugo Food on the way back in to take the backstab maybe. Landing straight on the T-Rex player. This is going to be a big play. Darius might just be in trouble.
Oh, let's see. I mean, Darius does have, or does he have a long-range weapon? Hugo Food saying, you go ahead. I'll eat those food. And Darius might be able to go for the push. Here comes Hugo Food. Ignis falls down. Hugo Food on the ground. Pickup will be done by Polo. Now, there goes one of the players of T-Rex. The rest of the teams are still alive. We're still up on 9, on to close to the 10-minute mark.
Seems like this is not going to be an easy lobby to overwhelm. 34 players left on in here. And too many monsters picking on each other from the very get-go. Novatos versus T-Rex was not an engagement I expected to see so early on in the game, but that's exactly what we get served up. Rosario Central as well in action. Cole picking up 7 eliminations is very impressive, actually.
Yeah, I mean, Cold is, I guess they're warmed up a little bit. They might be able to catch up, but they need plenty of points. 23 to be able to overtake 787. And good story, though, 787 is not playing right now. So a lot of teams might be able to overtake them from this game or next two games. Now, Red Eagle, a team that is doing quite good, quite well in this match, especially in the early engagement against 5-star earlier. They had managed to get 5 elimination, but Brown,
oh my,
with that brown suit, just stalking. Hopefully someone would spot him and gun him down, but, well, he is acting like Santa Claus at this point, just hanging by the chimney.
Santa Claus goes through the chimney, Brown. Right, they're getting story wrong. But obviously he doesn't. He knows there are no cookies and milk downstairs, all right? A couple of Red Eagles waiting to eat up this brown Santa. That's not a good thing. Prior Mind sent out towards Team Blue. Does it tag up anyone? Yes, it does. All of those players get tagged up. Habichuela! With the tags, able to spray them down with the cord. And that was a brilliant play. But obviously, they take the foot off the gas pedal for a little bit. Red Eagles just could not continue the pressure onto the squad as the circle closes on in, dragging T-Rex directly into the compound of the Red Eagle squad.
It's either they go extinct or it would stink. That is a question right here for T-Rex against Red Eagles, who is showing quite well. One takedown has been done already onto the side of SNPT, and they will be taken out of this game. From the other side, we still have Team Blue, who's guarding that spot on the edge of next phase of the circle, but the trouble is here between T-Rex, and a lot of elimination happening already from the other side of the map.
SNPT again on the survival play, just could not hang on long enough. But T-Rex up against Red Eagle. This is going to be a big battle. How does Red Eagle get out of this sticky situation? Stairway barricaded, but instantly taken down by T-Rex. Grenade. Habichuela just doesn't toss it out early enough. Can play the angles here though, Habichuela. More nades required just to slow down this T-Rex squad.
Let's see, I was expecting another Kobe Trella from that, but unfortunately, the glue wall is so quick. And here comes player JK, almost taken down. Resident Squad, but what a shot coming from Bolakarn. Habichuela on the ground. Vinny King did manage to go for elimination, but unfortunately they don't survive. Ray is a final player, and even T-Rex will still survive from that engagement.
Brilliantly played by Bolakarn. Excellently executed by Blue, sneaking away the points. And tit for tat as Blue sneaks away the points. Cold gets wiped out. Novatos, though, as they slowly surround their opponents, looking for those knocks. Rosario Central will make sure E7's run ends right there, as we are left now with 3 more squads.
Oh, T-Rex, only 1 player. So it would be a battle of Blue and Rosario Central. Blue already making their way. Duck, though, receiving a lot of damage, but Chicks would be taken down by Duck. 3-way battle on a sniper from that moment, from that angle. But here comes the rest of Team Blue. Now, seems like it is Blue who did pull off that lighting zone. M79 to finish him off. And Rosario Central, not a threat at all. And it seems like Team Blue will not be out that easily. And they will get this Blueya in this game number 5.
Yeah, very impressive out of Blue. Again, another team scoring their second booyah in the knockout stage. And this is Team Blue on Bermuda. I believe this is their very first booyah on Bermuda, and it looked like such a convincing one as well. First booyah on Bermuda, not just in the knockout stage, but throughout the whole competition here in the winter edition. And this was one of those games which was just so rare out of blue. Very aggressive towards the end as well, Neptune.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I love that they managed to survive with a four-man strong, because at some point, going against a team like Rosario Central, even if they lost one of their players, they are still quite strong. But the way they move up from that, like, onto that hill against Rosario Central, and as well as the position that they've taken. So there's a pressure from one of the players from T-Rex as well as Rosario Central, and I did point out a three-way battle of Sniper, but with that knockdown, that started off a little bit of confidence for the side of Blue. So let's see. I'm seeing a lot of hope from this team.
Yeah, no doubt at all. And obviously we saw the Oscar make quite a number of appearances this time round. The Cryo Mine, definitely one of the favorites out there for all of these teams at this particular phase of the competition, this particular phase of the meta, which has highlighted a great number of users out of that active skill. But what's a little bit more exciting is the fact that 5 matches in, every single game, a very unique squad scoring a booyah. And some of the teams that we were hoping to see wake up in the competition doing exactly that. Tambris, Rosario Central, and now Blue.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really loving how things are turning up right now. And this is weird. You will see that race go on. Wherein those who are trying to catch up are catching up. But, well, not everyone. Not everyone. Gauss Gaming, unfortunately, still not doing that well in terms of their engagement. But some of the teams that we are expecting to be able to cross over and maintain their top 12 spot is doing so. So, first, like, the story that we built in the beginning, wherein those who are catching up might be able to catch up, might force some of the teams to falter.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, this is the only problem, right? We've only got 12 spots here in the grand finals. Bottom 6 has to get eliminated. It is the hustle to find the best squads in here. And obviously, some teams do not want to get eliminated too early because they know cold hard cash waiting for them in the top 12. You get into the top 12, worst case scenario, you walk away with $1,000 US. After all of the effort put in so far, I think that's a good payday. But obviously, not everybody's capable enough of getting that done. Even PvP, with a single booyah to their side, still has not managed to break into the top 12 just yet. I mean, I guess they saw it for a while. They tasted it for a while, but it just wasn't enough points to keep them in there. The Empire has risen. Red Eagle continues to pick up decent enough points in these games.
Yeah, I mean, that would be at the cost of 787 being pushed down. And since 787, we did mention that they're not playing for the final 2 games, or especially for the last game that they... So, PvP, they might be able to catch up. But before we go anywhere else, let's take a look on our MVP for Team Blue. It is Duck, who is using that Nero as well as a combination of other skills, but that, like Nikita, being introduced into Battle Royale. Quite rare, but we've seen the potential of this, especially on an AC-80. You can spam all those shots, make all those hits, and then you can still trigger on the mark, especially if you put on those Cryo Mine against your opponent. 4 eliminations so far, that has brought this team with 13 in total.
Yeah, very interesting investment on the Nikita. And obviously, when you pair it up with an M590, it gets a little bit more lethal. AC-80 as well. You want to go in for those quick reloads for sure. But Team Blue making sure they walk away with the booyah. They don't walk away with the number 1 spot because outshined by Rosario Central, who managed to get a total of 19 eliminations. Walked away with the 3rd spot, but enough eliminations to launch them into that number 1 spot. T-Rex not too far away from these two with a total of 24 points in the 3rd spot.
Yeah, I mean, so far the Booyah, they managed to get, but if they cannot make that number 1 spot, when it comes to grand finals, it would be tough because you're still lacking, especially if, like, in most cases, some of the teams who are eyeing for the champion rush condition, missed by 1 or 2 points. That
Yeah.
would be disappointing. And from the other tournaments that we've seen, that's where they lose a lot. They lose motivation, they lose their chemistry, they lose a lot more because of one mistake or one wrong mistake.
I mean, better than making the right mistake. Or is it not as good as making it? I don't know. I confused myself on that one. But it's okay. At the end of the day, we all make mistakes. It's all about the recovery from those mistakes that will really count towards the end of the day on whether or not these teams stay in the top 12 or get eliminated from the competition. As we head on into this next game, it is going to be played at Nexterra. 5 stars already have a decent booyah here on this map. But the more consistent ones on the map is both T-Rex as well as Nova. Let's see if they can climb up again. Thambris has gotten close time and time again, but just unable to close out this map for themselves. So this is going to be a big opportunity for Thambris to step things up. Red Eagles need to find a little bit of recovery play on this map as well, Neptune. I think the day has been decent for them. Let's see if they can end things on a high note here instead of just decent.
Yeah, I mean, decent. Last time we saw them play, if not the 2 times, or last time we saw them play in here, especially in the knockout stage, they only got 4 points in total. 2 on the placement, 2 on eliminations. Hopefully that doesn't happen for Red Eagles, and they can keep themselves afloat because there's still a lot of contention, especially for those below them. But speaking of below them, no one has dropped just yet, and if I'm not mistaken, it's Rosario Central and SNPT who's heading into the high tier loot area. So we might be seeing early engagement. Stand corrected, it's PvP against Rosario Central, and the Heat will be taking the Heat. Also with the Cryo Mine there being taken down a little bit too early.
Well, let's see if or not they can take the heat off of themselves. Yeah, they've already got 2 eliminations. Problem is, this battle ain't over just yet. SNPT lingering around. Rosario Central wants more points off of them. Bowie, great combination. Xgate has got the better gun. Trogon! Oh! But Bowie...
What?
Able to cap him in PvP with an unbelievable victory over Rosario Central.
Definitely, that final jump, that final shot is worth of a highlight. But the battle's not yet over. Supremo 2 is in the same area, putting a lot of pressure, but let's see if he'll be able to at least get a 1 elimination. Cole, though, being taken down. And here comes Red Eagle for the chase. Needs to go for a revive, but unfortunately misses that button. And 2 of them will be taken out of this game. The battle continues, though, as 2 players would be moving away from Plazaria.
An unfortunate miss by Rosario Central there to continue climbing up the leaderboard. This could have been a fantastic opportunity for them. But with 1 less team to worry about, at least the rest of the squads here can climb up fairly confident. Ambris, Elgang, another team that needs to be shut down early here on this map because Thambris, no booyahs just yet, but definitely a dangerous one in terms of looking for that final circle.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, getting a few eliminations as well in the early part of this game. Now, on the other side, it's Cold going against 5 stars and Black right now, unable to get a position. Wow, and a shield gun. Rarely seeing seen. A little bit nostalgic overall.
Oh, yeah.
But not quite sure if that would put so much of damage. But one thing's for sure, he will be protected.
I mean, somewhat protected.
Somewhat. Headshot to the foot is down.
Exactly. Somewhat protected. SNPT, though. Max 7. Nova Toss getting toasted. And Polos will be able to pull 1. Yeah, but Supremo is turning things around. SNPT finally showing us what they're capable of when they do pull the trigger. And even Novathos cannot hang with them.
Yeah, let's see now. I mean, so far, a lot more need to be done by SNPT. 22 total points, if I'm mistaken, plus or minus. But they might be able to pull it off right here. They started off against Novados that hot. All they have to do is wait for the rest of the team. But especially in this area of Plazaria, a lot more of engagement is happening. Player JK already in Overwatch, and 5-star might be meeting their doom. On the other side, Galaxy Gaming putting a nail in the coffin onto set of players of SNPT. But you know how it is. They will be coming back in here, but Novados also roaming this area of Grab Labs.
They want a little bit of revenge, but they're not going to find the same team that hit them. Problem is, Novatos does not know. They are going to go back in here and sucker punch Galaxy, saying, "How dare you?" And Galaxy is going to be like, "What do you mean? We just got here." T-Rex fighting.
Identity.
Put in Bolakad, getting easy ones off of Cold. Wow, trying to get away as quickly as possible. No vending machine in his way. And this has to be the end for Wah. Question is he the final player on the side of Cold? As he turns around, trying his best to survive. Oh, he is not the last player. And Cold, one final piece on the chessboard, looking for survival.
Yeah, well, best on survival will be the Hunters, and Hunters this time around is T-Rex. As we head in to the next phase of the circle, that was around phase number 2. Coldo, full revive, and it's quite refreshing that we're not seeing SNPT on a revive. Instead, they are on the elimination spree. So let's see if this is something they can continue on. The one player from SNPT has been knocked down, eliminated, not yet. And Supremo 2 managed to bring back Supreme 2.
I guess they are all supreme in that way. Supremely capable of reviving each other. You gotta love it off of SNPT. And they're now in the second spot. Can you believe it? 6 eliminations. I mean, but let's not curse them.
Yeah. Let's forget about them. Let's wait.
Uh-oh.
Make sure that they can make all this. But Tambres in trouble, especially with that Bolt Maker in the hands of Cold. But I think Tambres has a chance to fight back, especially with shot onto Brown. Black was able to pull away. And I think that is Darky that is with him. Now, it's 5 elimination already for Tambres. There goes Launchpad. A chase is being done with one player of Tambres. A little bit too bold for him, but hopefully he waits for backup.
Slower pace is definitely going to bring them a little bit of an advantage. But chaos is about to break out here as well.
Uh-oh.
A 3-way. Okay, I was just about to think the 3-way battle was going to break out, but let's make that just into a fair 4v4 for the time being. The final player from the side of Red Eagle hops onto the fray as well. Lightning Zone called out. Tambres. 2 players down on the ground. And it looks like a third party is finding the connections onto Tambres from afar.
Let's see. I mean, one nade can end it all for Tambres. And let's see if that would be done by Kobe Chuela. On the other side, E7 Empire. 3 elimination already. Guarding that vending machine against, was it Galaxy Gaming? Oh, let's see if they will be able to go for a revive. They managed to pull it off. And I think it's a different spot that Galaxy Gaming, or one player from Galaxy Gaming is taken. But unfortunate for SNPT, the moment they get the elimination, they get taken down. But you know that they can trade it off with a revive.
Let's see if they can trade for those revives in the most astounding manner, as Galaxy just can't seem to catch a break. E7 waking up in the competition. And I think it's damn right they do. Tethering on the very edge of elimination here. E7 Empire. The whole Empire is built on the 12th spot at this point of time. And if they falter here, they get kicked right back down. Novatos. Fantastic start, but they just can't seem to keep up.
Yeah, a lot of pressure is happening. Now, 5-star, a little bit of revenge action from 5-star onto Red Eagles. Early part of this game, they are the ones being beaten down with the Red Eagle squad. Now, let's see if they can at least eliminate But they're outside of blue, though. Second to third phase of circle, it does hurt. And those shots a little bit too late, but the chase directly almost on them.
No, that
It
was
was
the plan.
short, though.
That was the plan. That was the plan. Lower ground, low ground. Let's not break our ankles as we try to rotate around. Vending machines on the lower ground. We intended that, Neptune. 5 stars. No eliminations just yet for 5 stars. This is a little surprising, but at the end of the day, as long as they are able to be in the top 12, nothing much to sweat about. And at this point of time, just I would have broken my knee.
I mean, if it wasn't for that ledge, he's already down. And the teammates is so far away that they couldn't pick him up. Pressure is being brought in. Ow, it's a battle of survivability right here. SNPD going against Red Eagle from that area that we just saw. For Cole, though, they will need to be cautious because the blue is closing in. A lot of teams might be gatekeeping them, but SNPD, such a pity for Supremo to putting himself stuck in the corner because of his own blue wall.
I don't know how are they going to work out of this one. Vegex, how is he still up on his heck? Goodness me. Because if Supremo 2 had missed that opportunity, I would not know what to say. Beautiful play with the Tatsuya. Rebel rush into safety, but Benekeng does not allow him to survive for long. And Red Eagles just hopping on to that opportunity to rip away an extra point. And SNPT again nerfed, but there is still another vending machine they can make use of.
I mean, they can bring their teammates back, but they're focusing on eliminations first. Red Eagles, though.
Uh-oh.
Seems like they are quite strong. Now, T-Rex, another strong team. E7 Empire. The Empire might crumble once again, though they are very close. Only already on the 12th spot.
Oi!
But they can be taken down shot after shot, but no takedown.
Player JK lethal on the turnaround. Great time turner on the side of white. JK recovering just a little bit. Chinon spotted out as well. Player JK, information all around. T-Rex making this perhaps their massive round to wrap the day up. This is game number 6, the final opportunity for a booyah here. And T-Rex looking to guarantee this for themselves. Will be rotating around towards Boxing Gym. Passing by that vending machine as well. As 10 more teams, that's just way too much still alive.
Yeah, still alive. A lot of opportunities for T-Rex to get plenty of points. And if I'm thinking, from the previous season, T-Rex were the first who managed to get more than 40 points in one game. And they are very close to do it right now. Before Zeus Esports, they were the ones who are wrecking everyone into the battlefield. Now, Tambris, though, either wrecked or be wrecked. Blue wall against Cold, and they are now putting the hammer down.
Oh yeah, they're most definitely doing exactly that. And on the conversation of T-Rex Esports, let us not forget they are the reigning defending champions of FFUSC. Off of the summer edition, and here in winter, they want to show us that the dinosaurs do not hibernate, regardless of whatever historians tell you. Wait, is that something historians tell you? It's another word for that. What do you call it? Dinosaur people. It's exactly what the dinosaur people tell us.
Archaeologists.
That's the word, archaeologist. Dinosaur people. Same thing.
Same thing. I mean, I don't know. They might be people who are dinosaurs.
Not that way. T-Rex, though. Like you said, 40-pointer on the way. Player JK looking for more. Elimination number 6 on the way. JK with a knockdown onto Yell as well. If only they were close enough to chuck a nade right after player JK is done taking all of those shots. I think easy eliminations in the back. Now Tambris on the slow approach. 5 stars have got a elevation that they can make good use of as well up against the T-Rex squad. But for the time being, it looks like T-Rex is going to be tagging everybody up. Damage is going to be massive on the side of T-Rex.
Yeah, I mean, little contention that can be done. And I just saw one of the players, if I'm not mistaken, that was Sibol Han from Galaxy Gaming. He does have an opportunity, but if he's alone, there's no way that he's going to take that shot. Otherwise, he will be marked, he will be seen, and there you go. The shot onto the players from Tambres, but unfortunately it lost a player JK in there for a knockdown. Now, because of that shot, they will be on their toes right now. Godname coming from Darius.
Darius, one more. Beautiful knock yet again. QK Lover on the pickup. Darius with the timing, throws in the narrow as well. Tags up the player and a double. Darius just lethal with the M79. 4 knocks in a row. 2 of that will be eliminations. And T-Rex on their way for a 40 bomber. 5 teams left alive. They are one of them. And on this bridge, on the opposite side, Blue, as they get off of it, 5 stars right below, and Gray wiping the floor with their faces.
I mean, he's not afraid to get knocked down by his own M79, but from the perspective that we had on T-Rex earlier, they threw everything together with the kitchen sink. They have that Nero, they have that Riptide Rhythm plus a grenade. Make sure that no one survives. Now, they're doing the same thing.
Come on, Darius.
Red Eagles.
Darius, what is this play? Boom, 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 boom. That's all I can hear, man. As he pelts.
Tung, tung,
No, not that. Not that tung tung. As he pelts the glue walls with the Winchester. Put in against 1. Looking for yet another knock and player. JK provides with the VSK. Grenades could come in handy here. Darius maybe saving them up for the final circle. Let's play JK. Claims yet another life off of Red. And Red Eagle. 22 eliminations in the hands of T-Rex. Just says that Red Eagle's not ready for this fight just yet.
See, I mean, it's a gap on the bridge. So it's still a mid-range battle between them. Whoever takes that. And what is this T-Rex planning? What do you got? A 3 glue wall barricade. I don't know if that is meant to be stairs, but they are taking it work.
There's a stairway to heaven courtesy of T-Rex, but final survivor left on the side of T-Rex. Up against 2. Make that 1. Gray looking for the pickup. Can he get there? Yes, he can. But he's going to be running right past him. Wants the shot onto player JK, who quickly repositions. Shot from the back. Beautiful. As a timely glue wall is pulled up, the Moko on the side of Duck does tag him up, exposes his position, but Veneking and Abichuela rushing in and stopping the dinosaurs from securing a booyah for themselves.
Now let's see now, Red Eagles right now on prime position. All they have to do is wait, pull Blue in. It's red versus blue once again. Are you going to take the red pill or the blue pill? There goes the Godnade, and it's Abichuelo who goes down first. I think Blue is going to win this fight. It's only 1 opponent, and even the spams doesn't work that well with the quickness that we have from this guy. But with 3 men strong, Blue gets another Blueya.
You thought Blue was going to win. I thought Red was going to lose. Tatum Tato, they walk
Same
away.
difference.
Yet another Blueya. You are damn right. And the only team to hold on to 3 booyahs in the knockout stage. Again, the Oscar making great work for the squad. But I have to say, amazing nades played by Blue as well. They have to be proud of this performance. I think it was brilliant. Yes, T-Rex was very aggressive in this lobby, but Blue sorted them out in the best way possible.
Oh, definitely. I mean, we've seen how well they dealt with T-Rex as well. They do have elevation, and they managed to survive all those shots coming from T-Rex. They're part of those that is in the rotation. How can I say this? Every time player JK is rotating, they are part of the target, but they are not faced. They were not faced, but now with Gray in here, part of Blue, 6 elimination, 2706 on the damage, 7 assists. He has brought this team to a different high. And not only this, we've seen him earlier who was surviving even longer than the rest of the team. So he was very helpful in most cases that the team is involved.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, Gray was also the one with the grenades earlier on as well. Had the A124, the Alvaro making the job a little bit better. Probably walked in here with the Beaston as his pet as well, because the reach of his grenades is a little bit further. Had the Moko, obviously with the Suzy, looking for the coins to play the current meta. And the only team to have a back-to-back Blue Year, the one and only Team Blue. What a phenomenal end to the day as they climb up the leaderboard in such a phenomenal fashion. Still not the most lethal squad out there when it comes to the engagements, but clearly proficient in getting those booyahs, Neptune.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, one factor that is needed, especially if they cross over grand finals, if they get that champion rush condition, and they might be our next champion, leaving the rest behind. And this is where all of those effort from the teams are coming in. If you can get elimination, yes, you get into the condition first. But if you don't get that booyah, then you won't be crowned the champions.
It's as simple as it gets, but it's so difficult to execute. I mean, look at T-Rex, so many good games, and yet not a single booyah from the day-to-day to prove that, right? And that's going to be a challenge at the grand finals, because if you cannot walk away with the booyah when it is most needed, once you activate the champion rush condition, once you hit the 80 points, then you miss out. Teams like Blue will be more than happy to walk away with the game at the end of the day. T-Rex still at the top though, 227 points in total, with a single booyah to their name so far in the knockout stage.
Yeah, well, single booyah, no problem for them for now. But the lead they have against Zeus Esports, a lot. I mean, 48 points, and it's what, a whole lobby, or almost a whole lobby of elimination that they would need to chuck up to catch up on T-Rex. But the goal is not to take that number 1 spot. The goal is for everyone to get into the 12th spot. And those who are aiming for it, and it's very close, 787 Esports as well as Cold. Let's include PvP, because there's a good chance that they might be able to do so, especially with the groupings they have. PvP only needs 20 points. But that is given that E7 Empire will not get any until next games that they play.
Yeah, E7 Empire is definitely in the red zone here. In the yellow zone sits Shinigami's 5 stars as well as Red Eagle ACD. The only thing that is going to move them from the yellow zone to the red zone is if they do not perform tomorrow, and one of the teams, like you just mentioned, maybe 787 Cold or PvP, steps it up big time. Maybe even SNPT. Who knows? As far as experience tells us, I think Galaxy Gaming and Los Cubanos might not be able to make a play for the top 12. They're too far down the bottom here, and it's going to be one massive day of 4 back-to-back booyahs if they want to pull something like that off, Neptune.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's very low on average that these teams has.
Yeah.
And the points that they have to just get 1 point, one spot ahead is already that huge. So
yeah,
it's difficult to say, but I doubt that they will be able to make it. And hopefully they accept it and they just bring chaos to the other teams. Who's going to catch up? Who's going for the catch up? Because we've seen Los Cubanos in great gameplay. We've seen Galaxy Gaming wake up today. And if they bring that tomorrow, they will be thrown a lot of blame by the end of tomorrow's game.
Yeah, no doubt at all. That might just be the situation they'll have to deal with in the grand scheme of things. But of course, at the end of the day, if you kind of mess up, out there in the past, maybe a little bit of recovery. But now, no more second chances. This is where it gets a little dicey, Neptune. I'm very nervous for these teams.
Yeah, definitely. A lot is happening right now. Hopefully they take advantage of today up until before the match tomorrow to study their tactics. Make sure that their tactics is quite solid to put themselves up on the top 12. Or keep themselves afloat, especially as you did mention on the yellow zone or in red zone of those who are already in top 12. There's still a lot. It's very close. And E7 Empire, though they are in top 12, they are 20 points or 21 points below Shinigami. So definitely in trouble, especially if 787, Gold Esports PvP, let's include SNPT, just shows up differently in the early parts of tomorrow.
Absolutely, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is AJ. I'm the Mustache down here with the one and only Neptune the Gentleman Garcia, signing off for the day. Tomorrow, the final day of the knockout stage, where we see exactly who are the top 12 teams that get into the grand finals. You don't want to miss it. Same time, same place tomorrow. We'll see you there.